G Money.
Yo. We back.
Yeah, well, it feels good.
Nervous?
No.
You seem a little, before the show started, you had like a little first show jitters or something. Man.
No, I was on the phone taking care of business like you be doing. You be taking care of business outside. You be in clubs. Don't stop blinking, please.
I be trying. That's what I was taking care of business out here. That's what we doing. I don't know. Gotta get the wire for that next time, but it's all right.
First and foremost, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What's up, man?
Good seeing you.
Good seeing you. You know,
all right.
A long time. I haven't seen you in like 2 years, probably.
Well, it's okay. What?
No,
1 year. You know, we had a new location.
Yes.
Those you can see. And we want to keep our location secret right now.
Yeah. I think, you know, some people are going to.
Yeah.
Some of the mics and some of the lighting, they're going to be like, I think I know.
Yeah.
But, you know, we here, man. You know, feels good to be back.
How's everything been with you since last year? Since I last, you know, hurrah, I flipped the script.
Everything been good. I mean, I've definitely been busy DJing still. You know what I'm saying? Getting a lot of love in the streets. You know, shout out to all the fans, all the supporters. You know, people have been sending me messages on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. You know, they've been hitting me on YouTube in the comments like, yo, when the show coming back? When the show coming back? You know what I'm saying? Crazy. So, you know, it feels good to be back, man. A lot of love in the streets. Definitely want to pay homage and shout out to my Aunt Joyce that passed away last year, Thanksgiving. Rest in peace, Aunt Joyce. My grandma just passed away a week and a half ago. So shout out to the 156 block, you know what I'm saying?
You're not a really, excuse me, to get, you know, this is what we do, guests, so, okay, don't worry yourself, all right? you're not really you don't come off as emotional. What did your grandmother's death do to you? Because, you know, I know how close the family is. You know, the whole family comes together. Yeah. You know, at the parties, it's both grandmas. It's the illest thing I see. I love seeing it. You guys are the true definition of, you know, modern day black family, I feel, and I love it. But what did that do to you? Because you really don't express yourself a lot. Like, what did it do? And I was kind of upset at Bass because I'm like, you guys didn't let me know when y'all knew about this, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm not good on words when it comes to personal situations like that because I get a little tied up with the word. I ain't gonna lie. So you know, just to speak on it and to keep speaking on it, the words start to get a little bit, you know, and then start to. So I try to avoid the emotions on camera.
So you don't like being emotional.
But both sides was like you said, like the modern day black family. My Aunt Joyce on my pop side, and my mom, my grandma was on my mom's side. So we had both sides affected. You know what I'm saying, back to back. So it was a little, you know what I'm saying, emotional roller coaster. But you know, I'm just glad they both not suffering anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Got it.
And I'm getting some more ink with her name on it soon. So you know, go get right and dedicate to her.
Appreciate that.
How you been know what's up, man? You out here, you know, Instagram 24/7.
Well, no, I mean,
Mr. Live, Mr. Instagram Live.
I mean, look, listen, you know, it's funny because, you know, I laugh when people put, you know, us in a box. But we go to show the diversity. You know, went viral again. I was just viral with Ray. I was just viral on my own. I just did it. You know, they just had me on the news. You know, I was in the street holding, I don't know if you saw the snow. They was on the news with that. Enjoying myself. But, you know, showing that, you know, that we're able to do different things and we're not one-trick ponies, both of us. And when we come together, we form this powerful entity called Flip the Script Podcast.
That was good.
So, you know, what I've been doing is just working. I've been working and trying to maintain the longevity that I want to keep. You know what I mean? You know, I had to come back here because, you know, money was looking a little scared. I thought I could stand on my own, but I had to come back. Yeah, money was looking a little shaky. But you know what I'm saying? But it's good seeing you. You know, we had our guests waiting. Very patient.
Yes.
But, you know, keep the camera on us. Don't go to the guests because we don't introduce the guests. We got some new fancy stuff, so let me tell the producer. We can keep the camera on us until we introduce the guests. All right, brother? I'm joking. G Money!
Yo.
Episode 200. Nigga, we made it.
Jeez.
We got a special guest.
Man.
Be more careful. Well, I don't know if they say that back in the days. Be more careful. But Baltimore Legend.
Depending on how you want to pronounce it.
You know, I read his story and you know, all these guys are fancy. They go to prison and they come out new and they teach the youth, and I think that that's important.
Facts.
And I love it. Inspirational.
Facts.
Round of applause for my man, Rudy Williams.
Yeah.
Okay. How you doing?
I'm good. You got green eyes and stuff. Who you think you are, man? You like one of them?
Ain't no place I'd
You're a
rather.
smooth guy. How you doing, man?
Good.
Welcome to
man.
Flip the Script. How's everything?
Good. Thank you.
You seem real comfortable, man. Laid back, chill. You know what I'm saying?
I try to be.
Try to.
I see. You a smooth guy. You was smooth, aren't you? Be honest with me.
I don't know.
You don't know. I ask somebody that.
Smooth is in the eyes of the beholder.
Oh, chill. I leave that like that. Chill.
5 minutes in the show already?
Chill. I leave that like that. Don't give it to him. Chill. That was good.
I gotta wait a second.
You got some lines on you.
Oh,
You got some lines on you.
What's in the water and be more, man? What's in the water?
So, real quick, you have tell the people who you are real quick. Just give us a short story before we get into the meat and potatoes of the interview.
I'm Rudy Williams from Baltimore. Basically all my life, except for 3 months in North Carolina.
Okay.
I come up in the streets. I've been basically to all the schools of higher education, better known as prisons. I recently come home May the 12th of 2021. I've been home 8 months, pretty much. And I did 31 years for drug conspiracy.
Wow.
How have things changed for you coming outside? Like seeing how things are now. How has it changed? Like what has it done to you? You know, you didn't have no iPhones back then. Did you even have cell phones when you went in?
Yeah, we had cell phones.
Okay.
The big joints,
Yeah,
though, probably.
not too many people
you
had
the
them,
big
but
joints, right?
You had them,
But I
though.
had one.
You had the big gray cell phones, or you had this regular flip phone? Which one you had?
I had one that you can put in your car,
Okay,
take it out. Then I had
like
a
this guy.
kind of smaller one. You know.
got you.
Okay. But you know, now there's iPhones, OG. They got iPhones, they got cars called Teslas. They got all this stuff that drive by. So I mean, you learned about that in there because you got a
Yeah, I kept up.
Yeah, of course, I could tell. Ain't nothing passing Rudy at all. Ain't nothing passing Rudy, but welcome home.
What did pass you though? Like, when you came home, what did you see that was different that you didn't learn in when you were incarcerated? I know you stayed up to speed, but what's one thing that you was like, oh, what the hell is this? Like, you came home and was like shocked. You saw it.
I don't think I was shocked by anything. I know, which was one of the plus was that a lot of black people were in government positions that they weren't when I was out in the 80s. Everywhere I went, the motor vehicle department, downtown to the programs, just about everywhere. You know, we have a black mayor, black state's attorney, city council, basically everything's black in Baltimore now.
Was Baltimore back then? You know, because when you hear about Baltimore, man, it's a rough city. Beautiful people. You know, I was out there recently, but they don't play in Baltimore. Was it always like that? Did it always have this sort of, should I say, cloud over it? Did it always have that type of energy, or back then it was different?
It was serious back then. It was serious. Back then, they wouldn't kill you for anything. Nowadays, they'll kill you for anything. As far as the murder rate, it's pretty much the same. They make out like it's way worse because you have a black mayor. You know, they want him to answer to the murders. But it was 340 back then. It's about 340 now.
Wow.
So nothing, you know, was like the homes, the families, was people more together out there, or it was just like?
Yeah, people's more together.
Got it.
People's more together. It was about money. Back in the 80s, you didn't beef for nothing, you know, because somebody stepped on your foot. You didn't start a war for that. They started a war, it was for territory, for money. But now, with the social media and the magazines and gangster rap, they'll kill you for anything. They'll kill you to be famous nowadays.
Mm.
It's an identity now. They kill it for nothing.
It's a fact.
Do you think, you know, I know out here in New York, I'm not saying it's a difference, but I know not because I live out here. I know how the streets are a little different now. Like back in the days in the streets in New York, people respected the elders and things like that, you know. And then nowadays it's like this chaos. It's like that in B-more too. Do you feel like back then it was more respect? You know, people
More respect, more love and respect.
Right. Kind of the same thing then, pretty much.
So let's get down to the, you know, fashion, flip the script.
Let's get back to it. So we're gonna go back one time, man. Take us to Rudy when, you know, you was growing up, man. So you born and raised in Baltimore.
No, I was born in North Carolina. My family moved up here when I was 3 months old.
Okay.
And Baltimore's all I know.
Got you. So tell us about your childhood, your household. What was that like growing up in Baltimore?
It was a lot of us. We lived in East Baltimore originally, and it was sort of like integrative, poor. It was whites, blacks, few natives. And we played all the little games that all the kids played. We didn't know we was poor. It was during the time, it was still pretty much segregated. Even though we all lived in the same neighborhood, the natives stayed to themselves, blacks stayed to themselves, and whites stayed to themselves.
So you dealt with racism growing up in that time?
I wasn't aware of racism. I wasn't aware. In retrospect, when I got a little older, I look back, I could see the racism. But at the time, I wasn't aware of the racism. I think I became aware of it in, 68 when they had to ride right after Martin Luther King got killed.
Right.
And I still really wasn't aware of it. You know, we was riding and all. Riding, it was just a free for all, you know. It's like the Purge, you know, you take what you want, you know. Bust a window. I didn't really know the political reason for it at the time, you know. It just looked like a lot of fun to me, you know. You get to get...
you was riding and stuff.
You get to take what you want, you know.
Right. But tell me about a time that you recall where you first, I guess, experienced racism yourself growing up.
Oh, yeah. Let me go back a little bit. When we was around 11, 12, we used to go in the white people neighborhood because the white boys had all the bicycles and the watches and stuff. And then they had the good stores, you know, department stores. Right. So we used to go up there, you know, and take what we want, you know. And a lot of times...
What you mean take what you want?
We were still sneaking the houses and the offices and whatever. We would get the newspapers out the newspaper. They used to have a stand, right?
Right.
You had to put a quarter in there to get a newspaper.
Remember those, yeah. And
we would come up, and a lot of times when the paper truck come around, they had the papers in a pack with the wire wrapped around. They would leave the wire on the ground. We take the wire and stick it in the thing like that and open it up and take all the papers. Stand on the bus stop, you know, wait for the bus. If you was the paper boy, you could ride free as long as you was selling papers. So we would walk up and down, sell a couple of papers, and wait for a while. The bus driver and paying attention, we'll sit down, ride out in the white neighborhood, and go in the stores and the offices and take what we wanted. We come back, we load it up with all kinds of booty. But a lot of times when we walk through the white neighborhoods, we would walk right into a pack of white boys about our ages and all. More of them than us. It might be 5 or 6 of us at times. And they would attack us. Nigger, you know, get them niggers, you know. Wow. And we'd be fighting and running at the time. They throw rocks at us. We had slingshots, they had BB guns. You know? Same way now, you know, we got 38s and Glocks, and they got Uzis, and They always had the bigger weapons, man.
So, like, tell us about the home. How many siblings did you have?
It was four boys and 4 girls. I was the third from the oldest, 2 older sisters.
And what did moms do? Like, what was she doing?
Moms did I remember her working in the laundry, big laundry. They did like hotel sheets and stuff like that, restaurants. And father, he drove the truck, worked on the trucks, unloaded it. Pretty much had a 3rd grade education.
Pops?
Yeah. And his license was revoked 100 times. He was driving illegally, and for years. I think after 30 years, they caught up with him. They was tired of playing with him, and they gave him 6 months. And at that time, I was in the Maryland pen. He came through there. Everybody that went through the system had to come through there. So he came through there, and I was older then. I got the time to really get to know him then. Because when I was younger, I didn't want no relationship with him. He was a tyrant, and he was an oppressor.
Dad?
Yeah, I couldn't relate to him when I was younger.
What do you mean? I'm happy you said. What do you mean that he was an oppressor? Like, was he a strict parent?
Yeah, he was strict, yeah. He was strict.
So why do you equate being strict with being, dealing with oppression?
Because he had the iron hand.
Got it.
Heavy-handed, At times, later on, I thought about it. I was like, because my father was a little brown. He may be a little darker than you.
Mm-hmm.
And me being light, green eyes, and I thought that my father was like thinking that maybe I wasn't his son, But then I thought about it a little bit more along in the features and all. I was like, nah, that's not it, Then I thought a little more, I thought about it was like I was the oldest boy. My father, my mother, whenever they get into it, my mother used to throw me up in the face. See, this my man right here. This is my son. When he get older, he gonna beat your ass, And he took it serious after I got a little, especially like when I got in my teens, He took it serious. We was like rivals,
In the house?
Yeah.
So when you were younger growing up, before you spoke to him or saw him in prison, when you were younger, did you share any positive moments or good moments with Pops?
Yeah, a lot of moments. When I was little, I remember us going to the park, the family. Back then, that was before people who had TVs could afford TVs. They were black and white, even telephones. And for entertainment, on Sunday, all the families went to church. The preacher was the entertainment. And after church, we all went out to the park, People brought food and all that. The family stuck together back then. And then we might go over one person's house and play music. People dance. They had contests. The best winner maybe won $1 or something like that. $1 was a lot of money back then. Right? But with my father, my mother, she bestowed on me respect that he wanted. And that was to get back at him. She didn't know it, but that caused tension between us. And he bigger than me and all that. He wasn't, anybody accused me of something, he didn't even want to hear my side of the story. He just, but that toughened me up though, That toughened me up because I was basically, after I got like 12, 13 years old, I'm just like, he can hit me or whatever. I didn't fight him back, but I was just looking at him like, man, I'm not scared of you. You can't do nothing to me. And after a while, he understood, that I was a man, and he just stopped. When I was 13 years old, he stopped putting his hands on me.
So hearing your story, right? I heard I watched a lot of different videos, and every video they say you were a good kid, smart in school in the beginning. So do you feel like the stuff between your dad kind of caused you to go the other direction?
No, I wouldn't say that. I feel like a lack of opportunities and resources what made me go to that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because we seen other little kids with things, that we didn't have, that we wanted, that all children wanted, bicycles and things like that, nice clothes and toys and all. And we didn't have it, so when we got a chance to get it, we got it. Whether we stole it, took it, or whatever.
But do you think that with Pops, though, like it going the way it went, you said that he was able to teach you, or not teach you, or made you feel like nothing is affecting me anymore. Do you think that thought in your mental caused you to have, to go out there and get what you want? Because a lot of times, and what I say is this, you describe the situation as being oppressed and feeling that way, right? And a lot of times we hear, I don't know if that's your story, that people, when they have problems in the home or father's not there or whatever issues, they tend to relate to the street more. So you said that you wasn't able to relate to him, when you were younger. Do you think that played a role with not relating? Like, and in my opinion, do you attribute it to lack of respect? Did you have lack of respect because he was so aggressive and stuff like that? Did you not respect him at the time in the house? And having that, did it lead you to look for, that type of respect or compassion in the streets, or it wasn't like that? You just felt like...
I think at that age, he wanted to be free,
Got it.
I wanted to be free, and he he represented authority, Authority is like a restraint on you, At that age, you want to run wild, you want to do what you want to do. You want to be older, you want the same rights that older people. You just want to smoke cigarettes, have sex with the little girls, Yeah. So, and you want it, at that age.
And then it compared with Pops was just, he ain't, I got it, I put it together.
Yeah.
I put it together. Before we, I'm going to jump real quick and then I'm going to come back. When you saw him in prison, right, because you said that they called up to him, he was with a suspended license,
right,
all the time. They called up, they gave him, 6 months?
6 months, yeah.
And you chopped it up with him. What was that like? What was that situation like with you and Pops when you had talked to him in prison? Like, what did that do to the relationship and understanding him?
I think it was great, because the time, even though I was in prison, right, I read a lot of books, sociology, psychology, history, politics. It's about any subject you can find in a book. I read it and I understood it, and it helped me, the context, it helped me put things in perspective, right? I knew my father didn't have the education, right, to build a relationship so I took the initiative to build a relationship with him, and he didn't really know what it was like, he didn't know, I had been in there for years, and he didn't know how it was for me, and he seldom came, My mother, my sister, they used to bring my brothers through all the time, but my father, he rarely came to see me, So he didn't know what it was like, So he asking me questions like, you all right? Nobody bothering you. I mean, laughable questions, No. I'm like, I'm all right, You sure? And I'm saying in my mind, he really don't know, because back then, it was like the respect level was off the hook. I could hold my own, among men,
I heard that.
But he didn't know that, though.
He didn't know that.
No, he didn't know that.
But you guys build, though. You guys
we build.
And you were talking and stuff like that. And
right. I was open to him. Up until that time, I was always like, I didn't
reluctant. You didn't want to really speak. Got you.
Yeah.
But that's really something unique, and I'll tell you why. Like, did you guys get an understanding? Did you ever, Now, did you take that opportunity to express how you felt? Like, Pops, you did this and that, or you just started
we never even
new?
talked about it. We just started new. We
Got
never
it.
talked about
So
it.
what was understood never needed to be said.
Yeah, we was really close when he passed in '87. He was like 57, and I used to look at him. He used to be like he's an old man because he really didn't have no role models or anything. You know, he felt like he just fell right into the expected. You know.
Yeah, got it.
But we was close. I came home. I started getting a little money, and I had vehicles, and I gave him cars, and I had a bell bar business. He used to come up there, you know, and basically like, what you want me to do, you know? So I sent him up my mother's house, because my mother called, and they not together no more. My mother's doing pretty good, you know, better than she was back in. She got a new car, new house, and all. So my mother would be like, send him up here, you know. So he'll go up there, you know, even though he knows she gonna abuse him. You know? He love her now more than he did when they was together.
Of course.
So he want any excuse to go up my mother's house. You know?
To see her.
And when he comes up, my mother want him to see the new car, the house, the grass and all.
What he missed.
Yeah. And then she give him orders like, you know, take them trash cans out and put them in the front so the trash man can get them and stuff like that. And he did it. And he loved doing it too, you know.
I mean, you know, because sometimes, you know, probably in retrospect, he's like, yo, I messed up. Like, you know, I lost.
Yeah.
And, you know, that happened. You know, that happened. OG. We all realized something. That's what Pops probably had. You know, reality. Mama Love was up. She had the grass. She had the cars, the crib, and he came up there. But he enjoyed it. He was probably appreciative that she was allowing him to even come back up there.
He wanted to get back with her, but she didn't want to get back with him. You know how women hold grudges.
They
like,
do. Yeah. You know how I go. You know how I go, G. So,
man.
Pardon me, G. So let's go back. So now it was all of y'all. Did you get along with your siblings, brothers and sisters? Did you get along?
Yeah.
Yeah, all was close.
We was close.
And at the time,
we rarely fought, you know.
You rarely fought.
Rarely fought. I can't remember.
And then when was the time? First of all, how was school? Or what was school like for all you guys?
I basically didn't go to school. I didn't go. I mean, I started hooking school around 8 or 9 years old. Yeah, I was hooked like one day out of a month, and then I hook one day out of a week.
Where you go?
And then I'll go one day out of a week, you know. And then when they send the report cards, and they be like, "Damn, he attended school like 39 days out of 360."
What are you doing at 8 or 9 years old that you hooking? Like, are you going to buy candy or something? Like, where you going?
Oh no, I'm out in the street doing it. I'm being all I can be. You know?
At 8, 9 years old.
Yeah, we hopping buses.
Oh my God.
Newspapers and stuff.
We robbing soda trucks. Soda truck pull up, stop at the store. The man go in. For 5 minutes, he come out. His truck is naked. We took everything. We moved swift.
Y'all move on bikes? Yeah, y'all wasn't driving at 8, 9.
A lot of times.
Come on, stop it.
Yo.
We had wagons that be in our neighborhood.
Okay, the
We
wagon.
had bikes too. You know, when I was like, I think maybe 8 years old, I probably had like 7, 8 bikes. Yeah.
I'm just trying to picture that. Well, my son is 8, so I'm trying to picture him like leaving school and like taking stuff from the store or newspaper. You know what I'm saying? Well, now a different time, but I'm trying to think of like just, you know what I'm saying? That's small.
I think back in those days, though, you know, there were a lot of people, you know, like you said, it was different, right? There's no social media. We wasn't watching.
There's no cameras everywhere.
Cameras, and it was different, man. You know, boredom and lack of opportunities.
Resources,
and lack of resources can lead to you causing mischiefs. And especially the world was just different back then, G. I mean, you got kids cooking young, like 6 years old, 5 years old, they cooking full course meals.
Yeah.
One thing about it too, it was like, you rarely seen somebody with a gun. Everybody owned guns nowadays. Back then,
Yeah, these right here.
yeah, if you seen somebody with a gun, they'd be like, "Oh, he got a gun. He got a gun."
Now, yeah.
Yeah, you was a special person or something like it.
What? Give us the first time. So you was in the street. You was selling and doing things, meaning like the newspapers and stuff. But when did you get your hands on becoming in the streets, like as far as drugs and stuff? Was that when you got older?
Yeah, I was old. I mean, we used to rob when I was like 16, 17 years old. I used to hang out with some older dudes, like 27, 28, 30. And they were stick-up boys. A lot of them was using drugs. So that's how they got their drugs. They was robbing drug dealers. Back then, the stick-up boys had the upper hand because they was like bandits, roving gangs, and dope dealers was like, a mom and pop, maybe 1, 2 outfit. One dude stand on the corner, collect the money, the other one go get the drugs and bring them back, So they was vulnerable, And so the old heads used to get me to get the up on the dudes because they was well known, People see their faces, they would run before they can get there, right? So I was new face, younger than them, and so they would send me down there, and act like I'm gonna buy some dope, and pull the gun on them, and then they'll come in.
Do you think that they took advantage of because you 16 and 27-year-olds? Do you think they took advantage of your mind, like manipulate? Were you manipulated? Do you feel like you were manipulated?
No.
You wanted to do that.
Right. I was like, for my time, I was older,
Mentally.
Yeah. And I wasn't using drugs. They were using drugs.
Got it.
My cut of the drugs, I would take them and save them and sell them. Then I realized how the money was easy and all that. I stopped robbing people and I started. But what I interrupted my career was, and this was in the 70s, that I caught a manslaughter charge. It was homicide, then they broke it down to manslaughter. And I get 5 years? Yeah, 5 years.
It was a homicide broken down to a manslaughter.
Right.
So, and how old were you at this time?
17.
17. Now, I want to see how to word this because, the people tend to attack Queens Flip, and I'm trying to, should I go old Queens Flip or I'm just trying to.
You mean the exit so they can
No,
attack you?
new money, new stuff. Let them attack me. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Answer the questions.
No. I'm
not
asking. Me and G Money, man. It's just I always get attacked on the internet because they think that I'm trying to glorify some nonsense. But no, what happened? What happened? What led to that? What happened at that time?
Transaction. Transaction, yeah. And guns would pull out, and another kid about my age, he ended up dead,
Got it.
And not my backyard, but he fell into the next backyard. So, being though I was on my turf, it looked like, you automatically, he's out of bounds, so he automatically wrong, Back then, the system, he was just a statistic to the system. The lawyer and all that. It was just business as usual,
That was your first situation?
What, as far as homicide?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Do you, now at the time, I mean, you were 17 years old, a transaction going wrong. Weapons were pulled out, you came out, and, but do you feel like, do you ever think about these things? Oh, you had time to think about it when you were in prison?
Yeah, I thought about it.
Did you ever did you ever come to grips and understand, like, take accountability for the role you play, or was it like you had no choice because it's either me or them?
Now, I thought about that. He was a young man.
Respect.
They had to go down like that. But it basically was like a reflected action. A lot of things we do out on the street is basically reflected. We don't put no whole lot of thought in it.
That's a fact.
We just do them.
It's a fact. Man, Rudy, man. Yeah. He told, like, he's a smooth guy. So that happened, right? Now, you said it a couple of minutes ago that when you were involved in the streets and, you was with stick-up kids, they'll rob the drug, stick-up, not kids because they were adults, they rob people. Your portion of the drugs, you'll sell it. You realize that drugs did better than robbing people, so you went that route.
Right.
Now you go in that route, and how did you become more involved in it? You know what I mean? Like, how did you upgrade from doing that, like robbing for work, to actually purchasing big work? Or did you did you have a come up?
No, I went away for 11 years, almost.
Damn,
11
what?
years. Almost 11 years at 17. When I come home, I'm like 27, late 27.
You went away for the joint.
Right. I only got 5 years, but when I got in, it's like a jungle, and in the jungle, the law of the jungle.
Oh, gee, stop asking me if I know, Rudy. I don't know. You tell me.
Kill,
No. You tell me. Yeah. What happened in prison? Why you got more time?
Yeah, I got 10 years. 10 years for attempt murder on another prisoner. And then they sent me to another spot within a year. When I got down there, it was an incident. Let me tell you briefly about the incident.
Please.
There was some revolutionary brothers down there.
Okay.
And I was drawn to that. Prior to meeting them, I was reading about the revolution and this and that. Slavery and all the stuff we went through. They put us through all the way back to slavery. And of course, I was pissed off, about that. So one night, on the day we were supposed to get sheets, we turned in sheets, and they was late with the sheets. So they talking about locking in, and we still don't have our sheets. So everybody's like, nah, we ain't going in until you give us our sheets. Mm-hmm. Don't go in, Say, all right, we're not going in, So it started out with maybe 30 of us. So the officer called the goon squad. They run up on the tier, they got sticks, all kinds of stuff, Getting them cells and all that. Getting them cells now. Where our sheets at? Just get your ass in them cells and shit, Don't worry about that, So everybody start peeling off. Before you know it, I'm the only one out there. I'm not getting in the cell. I already took my stand. Mm-hmm. I ain't tucking my tail, so I'm the only one out there. They rushed me. They rushed me, pushed me down on the floor, dragged me off the tier, took me down, lock up. Once they get me down there, they started hitting me with the handcuffs. Fortunately, I had a bush back there. So they didn't bust my head, And they really couldn't get me because we was in a little area when they take you lock. It's real small, And they was big, so they couldn't do no damage,
Right.
Then they take me in a cell and put me in a cell the same night. About an hour later, I see a shadow. I'm looking down, I'm sitting on the bed, my head, I'm thinking like, I got to get these guys, I got to get them, So I see a shadow walks up in front of my cell. I look up. It's a big deputy dog looking white lieutenant, right? Named Shoemaker. I look up. He said, you see that? See, that's what happened when you You refuse an order in my jail and all. See, that's what's gonna happen, you know. You don't refuse no order, my jail. I'm looking at him like, before that I didn't know who I was gonna get. Now I know who I'm gonna get, you know. Say, all right. So they gave me 15 days up. They come and get me, take me out to the population, got the hall where they store your stuff at while you're in the hole. Take me in there and they was like, get your stuff, right? I said, no, I don't need it. He said, you don't need it, you're going to the population, get your stuff. I said, I don't need it. He was like, look, you're gonna need your stuff while in population. What you gonna do? I said, you gonna leave it? And they got tired and they was like, well, all right, just leave it in there. And they took me and put me back up where I was at, you know. I see the black guys, was like, I need a knife, you know. Oh man, let that go, man. Get him on the street, you know. I'm not trying to hear that. When I get out on the street, I'm gonna forget all about him, man. I get back out there, I'm running wild, no, I'm gonna get him right now, you know. Because I felt like, and nobody doing nothing to me and getting away with it, you know. So they wouldn't give me a knife. So I go to white boys. Some of them was pagans and motorcycle riders and shit. Say, I need a knife. You got a knife? They said, yeah, what size you want? You know? I said, something not too big. I need to hide it. So they gave me a knife. And so that night, when we go to the dining room, right, for the evening meal, I go to the dining room. As soon as I walk in there, I look, I see him in the middle of the floor directing traffic, shoemaker. So I said, I got the knife down there. So I get all the way up to where I get my food. You got a tray, a metal tray. So I get the tray, I pull the knife, put it on there, under the tray. And you don't sit anywhere. Back then, you don't sit anywhere you want to sit. They direct you. As you come off the line, sit here, sit. You fill up a table, then you fill up another table, you know. So, all right, I come off the line, right. There's a couple of guys in front of me, sit here, sit there. Now, it's my turn, you know. He said, sit there, right. I'm still walking towards him. He said, sit there, you know. And walk towards him. Then, when I get close up on him, he looked at me. I guess a flash of memory, you know. It was too late by that time. Slapped him in his face with the tray. He tried to run behind him, stabbed him. He slipped down. I was on top of him. But the only thing that stopped me was I seen the guards from the, you know, stop it, you know. And I seen them coming, right? So I jumped up, you know, turned towards them with the knife. I was like, come on, you know. It was like, put it down, put the knife down. I was like, nah, come on. I told you motherfuckers, don't put your hands on me. So like, they was like, put the knife down, you know. Put the knife. I said, I'm gonna put it down, but you put your hands on me, I'm gonna get you. They was like, we ain't gonna do nothing to you. They took me to the hole, then they put the handcuffs on. They was trying to get me out the dining room so fast, right? Yeah.
You didn't get nothing happen to you from them?
Yeah, I got charged with that.
Now they got charged, but they didn't beat you up?
No, when I got back, no, they ain't beat me up, no.
Shoemaker.
They apologized to me the whole time. They was like, what'd he do to you? What'd he do to you?
That's crazy.
So
I forgot what you even asked him.
No.
Answer the question?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
So that got you more time.
They got me, 3 years or something like that.
Okay, because Shoemaker.
I represented myself on that. I was in the hole for like 3 years on that. And they took me to court. I didn't trust the system. You know, I had got 10 years in the other place for attempt murder on a dude. And they gave me a lawyer. He sent me a lawyer, public defender. My people was like, I asked them to get me a lawyer. They was like, no, we bankrupt. You bankrupt us. We just got you off this. Got you, you know, you're going to have to go with a public defender this time. We don't have it no more, you know. So I took the public defender. He came see me, right? And he gave me, when we shook hands, he gave me 3 fingers. I didn't know what it mean at the time, right? Gave me 3 fingers. Later on, I found out what it meant. It was a racist.
It's racist?
Yeah, it was a racist Hagerstown. in Maryland, real racist back then, you know. And so I found out what the three fingers mean, meaning go back to where we were 3/5 of a human being, 3/5 of a man. You know. That was a legal Supreme Court opinion. He basically went through the motions with me. And I ended up with 10 years. And I started out with 5 years.
So hold on. Why did you put hands on the guy in the prison, man? Not Shoemaker, the guy before that got you a 10 year. What happened?
Oh, that was when I got up to Hagerstown. After 5 years, ended up in Hagerstown. It's like young boys up there. A lot of youngers. Everybody vibing for reputation. And it's about who's the baddest nigga and all that, right? And I'm new back up there, even though I knew a lot of people, because we had parallel careers from the juvenile places up into the adult places. So we, me and an old friend, we walking in the day room, talking. He bringing me up to date on what's up and who's who in the joint. So while we walking, like a couple other guys from downtown, the Murphy Home, the projects, right? They think they the toughest dudes, you know, in the joint. So we walking up and down, and they walking towards us. I go to move out the way, this dude walked right into me, right? So I go back to him, I said, you realize you bumped me just now? He said, yeah, I know, so what? I said, yeah. I said, bump me again, you know. So we walked back down, he bumped me again, you know. So everybody in the day room got knives somewhere, you know. If they ain't got them on them, they got them taped under the benches or hid behind the TV or something, you know. So my man had a knife. Then I had a homeboy had a knife and all. So we went straight at him, you know. We went straight at him, and I ended up, you know, the dude was a stand-up soldier, though. You know, he didn't testify. So I'm thinking, like, I'm going to beat this. They ain't got no witness. And I go to court, and the guard stepped up, said he seen the whole thing. I'm thinking, you can't press no charge if the dude ain't pressed no charge. But they pressed charges. The state took it up. The guard came in the court, said, yeah, I seen the whole thing, you know.
He played it play-by-play, the whole walk, bump again.
Yeah, and it was a judge. Everybody was racist in Hagerstown. In the jail, they'll call you a nigger in a minute.
Really?
Yeah, they call you a nigger like it's everyday conversation.
The police?
Yeah. Real racism. They out and out racist. It's a different type of racism than the feds. The feds, it's not in your face racism. It's more deadly though, you know. It's more deadly than because they work hand in glove with the white inmates. They want you dead, they would give them knives or whatever, you know. And they would assign you to a block where it's only white boys in. You know. It's deadly in the feds. The racism in there is just beat up, you know, and fights in the state, but in the feds, it's murdered.
So, 5 years for the murder, manslaughter.
Right.
You cashed everybody out. I mean, they had to get you, whoever they paid, manslaughter.
Right.
Go up there, you do the bumping thing. Bang, bang, bump.
10 years.
10 years. It runs concurrent?
Yeah, concurrent.
Yeah.
Not concurrent, consecutive.
Consecutive.
On top of each other.
Sorry, thank you very
Okay,
much.
so now I got 15 years.
15, okay. Now, then you go, you put hands, and you poke up Shoemaker.
Right.
Okay.
End up with 3 years for that.
3 years for
I
that.
represent myself in the court because I didn't trust no lawyers after the three-finger thing. I was ignorant then. I was like, I'm never going to be ignorant again like that.
Never. So then
Never
now,
gonna-
sorry, go ahead, I'm sorry, finish.
I'm never going to be ignorant again. I'm going to have knowledge is like an equalizer, you know. Any situation, I want to have the same knowledge as you if I can. I want more knowledge of you than you have. But if I can, I want to at least have the same knowledge that you have. That way, if you shoot me some bullshit, I know it. You know?
Right.
3 fingers, you represent yourself. 3 years. So now where we at right now is we at 18 years, it seemed like to me. Right?
18 years, yeah.
Yeah. So, but you did 11.
I did 11 more than you.
All right. And there was no more after that. That was the last. Shoemaker was the last one where you got charged.
Yeah, Shoemaker. What happened is, yeah, I got caught on that one. That wasn't the last one, right?
That's why you got caught. Chill.
Now I got wisened up, right?
Yeah, because I can tell.
I was more, calculated. Back then, it was just like on and popping.
Reckless, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as immediately, But
do you think it's because you were light-skinned with green eyes that you were picked on? Or they tried to pick on you because you wasn't picked on because you put work in. But do you think they tried to bother you because you was light-skinned? Black power.
Because I was small. I don't know about the light skin and green eyes, but because I was small. I really wasn't picked on, in there. I had a little reputation from, everybody know you from Boys Village to
Got it.
Victor Color and city jail, juveniles.
Got it.
The streets too, So, no, it was just a rivalry thing,
Got you. Because they said that, they make joke about light-skinned people, these days growing up, they make jokes. I don't know if it was like that back in the days.
It was.
Okay, but
especially the neighborhood I was from, Park Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Back then in the 60s, it was like a better neighborhood,
Got it.
The family doing a little good, they moved to Park Heights because they had porches and the trees and all that. Still a few white people, in the neighborhood, And it was known for pretty boys, dressers, and the players, Wasn't no gangsters up there,
And what category you was in?
At that time,
all of them.
At that time, I really wasn't, I was known from East Baltimore, right? I was pretty much known for East Baltimore. If people knew me, they knew me from East Baltimore.
What you talking about? What category? Like you said.
What category
dress.
was I in?
You said
What
dress,
I was
pretty boy.
Like,
You know
No, I
what you
wasn't a
said.
pretty
Come on.
boy.
Yeah, say what you said. You know what you said. You know what you said. I heard you.
I was the dresser.
Yeah, of course you was a smooth guy. I like this guy.
Dudes would go over to jail from Park Heights, and somebody asked them where they was from, they would not say Park Heights. Because Park Heights didn't get no respect. You couldn't name a known gangster, like certain areas, say like Harlem, Everybody know the gangsters. It's like Underwood and Frazo and all them. And so they would be like, name a gangster from Park Heights, and nobody could name one, I was young, that shit ain't mean nothing to me. I was like, yeah. So, but one thing about if you touch one of my homies from Park Heights now, I'm living up Park Heights, I'm from Park Heights. You touch one of my homies, we go on the war.
Put hands on them.
Yeah, we go on the war up in there. So we had wars up in there. Now Park Heights is the worst neighborhood in the city, y'all.
Really?
Yeah.
The neighborhood that
And they got the reputations. That's where all the bad guys come out.
Park Heights.
Yeah.
So
speaking of reputation,
Yeah, G.
I wanted to know, like, at what moment did you feel like you got that respect from your hood? Like, at what age or what moment something happened, you was like, yeah, this, I'm that guy out there.
I was 7, 8 years old when kids used to come to my friends and all, they get in a fight and all that, and they would run to me, And at that time, you don't really, death ain't real to you,
Right.
It's like watching the movies and all that. You're really in the movies at that age, You're looking for something larger than you, an adventure,
Right.
So, as far back as I can remember, that we would go in other neighborhoods and be attacked and all. And we would fight, And they knew that I wasn't going to run, I'm not leaving you there, If the 30 dudes attack us and all, if you don't run, I'm not running. If you run, though, you the last one, I'm running too. But I'm not going to leave you there, right? So I was always known for having a heart.
So,
were there any gangs in that town at that time?
Any gangs?
Yeah.
No, they was loose associates. We was gangs, but they didn't have names and stuff like, like BGF, Crips and Bloods and all.
Gotcha.
So, like, you come home, and now, like, what year do you come home from that 11-year bid? You said it was the 70s, so you come in 82. Now, things, like...
Things had changed drastically. The drug game, it was like...
Crazy.
While I was in, I learned that it was like more corporate. It was moms and pops then, but now it's a franchise, it's big, The dope dealer got the advantage now, They killed off all the dudes that used to be in the gangs and the bandits, and they had handguns. The drug dealers, they got machine guns, bulletproof vests and all. They organized. They ain't out on the corner no more. It's a few dudes out on the corner. But they got stash houses, and they got, like, a division of label. It's real corporate now,
But when you come home, who you, like, how does it work for you, man? Because, I'm looking at, you was into some stuff, man. So, how do you get back involved?
While I was in, there was a young dude out of East Baltimore that was getting money. He had nice cars and jewelry and all that. And I met him while I was in. He was passing through. He had a couple years. I think he was going to camp. And on their side, it's a fence. They can come to the fence and talk, mingle with the population, prison population. And I worked in the dining room, so I can come when they are eating. Their side called Dionysus. I can come up there, mingle with them. Right? So this young dude, he was getting money in the street. He had a reputation for getting money. So he had some money, pocket money. He gave a guy like $20 to get him a couple carts of cigarettes. And the guy, just ran off with the money. He's a dope fiend. Didn't give him the money. I heard about it, went to the dude, told him, that's my nephew. Let me get that money back, And I got it back. Give it to him. He was impressed by that. So he said, look, when you come home, man, get in contact. Matter of fact, I should be home shortly and all. This is my father's address. Write to me, if you need help with a lawyer or whatever, Say, all right, I ain't take it serious. So they transferred me from the pen to Hagerstown, which is a lesser security place. A lot of them youngers from East Baltimore that knew that I had looked out for them, they was like, man, you better call him. He get money out there, Sent me some pictures, And they pulled them out. Mercedes-Benz, they got on fur coats. They in the clubs and all that. Call him, man. He'll look out for you, right? So I took my time. I finally wrote him, sent it to his father house, told him I need $5,000 for the lawyer, Didn't get no answer, So I was like, okay. But when I got out, I'm hearing the same thing. You better catch up with him. He getting money and all. He be at that club down there where all the big shots at, So I get my girlfriend car, little Elite, Ford Elite. And goes down there, looking around. And I finally see him, right? So I'm sitting at the stool. He's sitting over there. He's like, what's up, man? And I act like I just happened to be there. I'm not looking for him. You made it home. Yeah, the conversation. So he's like, man, you come home at a good time, man. I just got a African connect, goat herder in Africa, but he got all this, me and my brother, right? Say 2 weeks time, right? We're going to be all right. All right. So he said, right now I ain't got too much, so he give me like maybe $300 worth of dope. He said, like, you sell that, man, you can get yourself some, you know, some pocket money, you know, in case you need some soap or something like that, you know, for the 2 weeks, you know. He said, but if you want to do something before the 2 weeks, you bring back the money on that. And it's, you know what I did, you know, sold that shit and brought the money back. I ain't waiting on no 2 weeks.
Facts.
Yeah, so I was in, you know, he got on, you know. Eventually, you know, they had it. Back then, you talking 83. 83, everybody didn't have an African Connect like that. You know. So before you know it, we was flooding the town, you know.
So how was your relationship with homie? Like he looked out, he kept up his word? Like what? You know?
He kept his word. When it comes to business anyway.
What you mean when it comes to business anyway?
Yeah, he was tricky though, you know.
Oh,
he was
there you
tricky.
go.
Something.
That's what I want to hear. Uh-oh,
Yeah,
see?
he was tricky. His loyalty, you know, was relative, you know.
But homie kept
When
his
he had
word.
a beef, I had a beef. When I had a beef, I had a beef.
But he looked out for you though, OG.
Yeah, he looked out for me. Yeah, I learned a lot from him, you know. He was sharp in the game, you know.
Was crack out? The crack was
No, not at that time.
Not at that time.
No, crack was like maybe 3-4 years later.
So you got it. He looked out, and then you went back, and you know he had to connect. So the 2 weeks came, and you got on.
I got on, yeah.
Now when you got on, did you know what I'm saying? Like, did you move past, or you still was rocking with him?
No, we was rocking for we was rocking about 3 years together. I was loyal.
When you had a beef, you had a beef, and when he had a beef, you had a beef with him.
Yeah, when he had a beef,
Facts.
we had a beef.
Facts.
When I had a beef, I had a beef.
Okay, so you was loyal for 3 years. What changed?
What changed? I caught some murder cases and I went over to city jail in 84. I was over there for 9 months. Come home, I went in January, come home in September. I come home, right? He just lost the connect. He didn't tell me that. He told me, he lied to me. He told me the connect was on vacation. They was chilling out. He's over in Africa making all kinds of moves. And he was waiting on him to come back. You know, again, I came home at a good time because I come to find out that he just blew the connect. The connect don't fuck with him, don't trust him no more. No.
At all?
At all.
But,
The connect close to $1 million. Unpaid bills and shit.
Oh, hold on real quick. Let's back up. You said you caught a couple of murders?
Right.
So you was... What's up with you, man?
I just be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Nah.
That'll work in this situation.
No, G, it don't work like that.
Not on the murder case. You can't be in the wrong place. Oh, man, you can.
You could, but not...
I don't think so.
A couple of murders you caught?
Couple murders.
What's a couple, like
2
two?
murder conspiracies. Right? 4.
So say it again. What?
2
2?
before.
4. 2 of them were charged as conspiracies.
Mm-hmm. So, hold on, G. Let me just exit, G. And I'm gonna...
I was going to say, how did he get caught at the wrong place at the wrong time?
Exactly. They didn't have no cameras. Like, somebody was telling on you. Like, what you was doing? Like, you was doing it in front of police. Like, what's up?
No.
What you was wild? Like, on some Wild Wild West? Like, what you was doing?
No, I'm gonna quote a great rapper. The streets was watching.
Oh, Jay.
Streets know everything.
Don't you know about that?
Yeah.
Get out of here, man. Yeah. Hold on. So, man, they was telling on you so you was getting told on.
Man. It's like, okay. You got the social service where people go there and fill out applications and stuff. that needs, basic, necessities.
Mm-hmm.
And the government write them a check or whatever. Then you got the social service, right? Where people pick up the 1-800 hotline number, call in on your ass, right? Anonymous call, and pick up a check. Same way.
Did you know who told on you, though? Did you ever had it like, I know this person told, I know they told. Did you ever wind down, that's what I'm saying? Or it was like, I'm trying to figure out, when you do something like that, that's like some Wild Wild West stuff.
I didn't do anything really. I told you I was.
Of course, yeah. You was at the wrong place at the wrong time. But right. Pardon me. When those stuff happen, do the people know who told on them?
You pretty much can figure it out, yeah.
Put the pieces together.
Yeah, you put it.
So when you went to prison, you only did, but you said that for that, like, you only did, you was in prison for what, 9 months? 8 months, 9 months?
9 months on them, yeah.
Yeah, but how is that? How did you get 9 months for that? Or you got bailed out? Like, what was that?
No, that was detention time. No, you didn't get bails on the murders. No, I was actually in there for 9 months. I went to trial. First trial ended in a hung jury. The second trial, I in a acquittal. I had to get new lawyers and everything, Ones that can get the job done. The first ones couldn't get it done, You do your homework, man. Let me say this. When you do your homework and all that, you can survive a long time.
They say that that murders, not saying glorifying this, they say, I don't know, that one of the easiest cases to beat.
It is.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
It is. A drug case, conspiracy, hearsay, nothing, They can make it all up, A murder case, it's black or white. Either you did it or you didn't do it.
Got it.
You can't come in there with no halfway evidence, They want a smoking gun most of the time.
So, you were on trial, just because, I'm going to speed this up. You were on trial for, it's conspiracy, but you said, like, 4 murders?
Right.
And then you beat that.
I beat that.
Got it. Now you back home, you come back. My man, he messed up the African Connect. He messed it up.
Mm-hmm.
So from there, you're not rocking with him no more.
No. At first we were, until I found out he was lying, and I realized I had to break away from him. He was totally demoralized. Actually, it was a longer story than that, but
got it. Respect. We're gonna respect.
Eventually, I realized that he didn't have it no more, in him.
Then you kept it moving.
Yeah, he was basically broken. He had opportunities and all that, but he would take the money and go out and buy gold chains and all that just to make people think that he was still the man, And he'll go in the club with a big gold chain, a brand new one on, and he was like living for an image and shit. I'm like, damn, the image. We broke, man. I don't care who know I'm poor. I don't care what, because I'm real. I keep it totally real. That's my strength, the truth.
Amen. Respect.
So I'm not, you'll never catch me out there faking, pretending and all that. If I pretend anything, it's like I don't have no money, but I'm not going to pretend that I got money.
Gotcha. I know you like him, style G. He's a nice guy, dude.
So he was pretty much broke, He tapped out,
That was it?
Yeah, he tapped out. He's like, man, fuck this, man. He was reading real estate books, no money down and all that. Let's get into real estate. He tried to talk me into getting into real estate.
The no money down real estate books?
Yeah, I was like, man.
That's based on credit.
Yeah. Flipping houses and shit.
What? You try? Yeah, right? Let's go. Get out of here, man.
I was like, nah, man. I had 2 brand new babies, 2 sons,
Okay.
One was a year, and the other one was was like 2 or 3 months. You know, different women, had apartments, had 3, 4 cars.
Okay, now you're talking that talk.
Hold on, OG.
Talk now.
No hype. No, stop it.
Yeah.
You speeding because you came home with all that. So, remember, you came home from.
Right.
Oh, you did the 9 months. So
Right.
Got it.
Okay.
So you still had those for the 9
Right,
months.
from the
Got it.
residual trinkets.
So you had all the cars and stuff like that, but you came home, but you was broke. You was popped because
Yeah, I was broke. I
he
had
ain't have it.
10,000 left. You know, when I went in, I had like close to $1 million. Yeah,
Jeez.
I'm spending on lawyers. I'm getting guys out, sending them on a mission. Go see this person, talk to this person. One of my jewelry trials, the first one, dude hung his jewelry. All right, gave him a $500,000 bail. And, you know, it's just a lot of stuff was going on, man.
So wait, hold on.
My co-defense, they run out of money. I got to get them new lawyers. We fired all the first lawyers and bring in new lawyers, you know. So, and then I got 2 women that's coming over there every month talking about the rent and the bills and all that.
Got it. So you had 2. You was the man. You was the man. Give yourself some credit, though. You know? Came home, but you had 10,000 left.
10,000 pretty
What
much.
did you do with that 10,000?
I held on to it as long as I could. But I had like I said, I had 2 brand new babies. They needed Pampers, Similac, and all kinds of stuff. They would go through a case of Similac in a week almost.
Mm-hmm.
And then I still had apartments and stuff.
Of course.
You know, so
What's it like being a new father and being in the game like that?
That's what I'm saying. Good job.
it was like being a father. And it's like you don't really put a lot of thought into because you become a father before after, you know, you out there, you know. And being out there, I'm telling you, that was a way of life, man. You just take your risks and all that.
That didn't change you though, or make you want to stop, or you know?
Not while I was out there, you know. Not when you're good at what you're doing. You get back better and better, you know. It become a game, you know. Passports, flying in other countries, sitting down, making deals and stuff like that.
But I'm pretty sure you know at that time, you being in the game for that long, you kind of know the stories and probably hit other people who are at that level and getting caught up and stuff like that.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Or either with it death or jail. So, you know, having a kid, that's why I asked you. I know for me, like, when I had my kids, it's like certain things kind of like get cut off. I wasn't in the same situation as you, so I can't speak about, you know what I'm saying? But certain, just little things, I'm just like, nah, I can't do this, can't do that now, because, you know what I'm saying? Like, how'd your mindset change when the kids got involved? Or you said you just was that good at it, so you didn't really.
That's a good question.
I was already caught up in life. You know, I was saying that I'm going to stop, you know. I'm going to stop, but I'm not going to stop now because I got an opportunity to make, say, $10 million in a year, you know. I'm not going to stop now, you know, but I'm going to stop after that. But while you're saying that, you're spending money, and then it's like I said, it becomes like a way of life.
Right.
And then once you're thinking like, it's a challenge, an intellectual challenge. You thinking like you can figure this out. It's a chess game, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I wasn't really at that time, you know, the last years, I wasn't touching nothing. A lot of times I wasn't seeing anything, you know. Just meeting in the mall, you know, and walking around the mall a couple times, leaving and getting back in my car and go, you know.
Right.
So I'm figuring like, you know, I went to Africa. I was coming in, and what year was that? 80, I think it was 87. I just cleared customs, LaGuardia Airport, and I'm walking down the corridor, and I see a bookstore, you know. So I read books. And I go in there and let me get a book to read or something, magazine. This book caught my eye. The title was The Underground Empire by James Mill. Thick book like that. So I picked it up, turned it back, started reading it, and said the drug trade is, I think, what they say, $200 billion industry, So I was in the trade, so I was like, I want to read this, What they did, they profiled, like in the book, profiled about 5 big international dudes. They talked about an organization, super secret organization, right, called Syntac. It wasn't large, it was like about 7 of them. And they had an office in Manhattan, like doing the script and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You could miss it if you walk past it, you wouldn't even know it because it's like a door that you go upstairs, and that was their headquarters. And they talk about, how good they were. They would do all the legwork and all that, and let the DEA and all these other agents get the credit. So I'm reading this book, I'm like, damn. And I was convinced that they could get anybody at the time, right? But you want to do what you want to do, so I lied to myself. I was like, they wouldn't be interested in me, I ain't that big, So I was like, I ain't got to worry about them. Them dudes, they was busting, they was like billionaires. So it was like Escobar and El Chapo. And all right. One dude out of China, It was a white boy that was moving marijuana and gas tankers from over here. They busted him and all. Only guy they didn't get was the dude out of China because they kept trying to trick him to come to the United States. He had a niece over there. They had hotels and all that stuff. And they was trying to trick him. The dude that was messing with his niece was an undercover agent. He was not an agent, but an informant. Because he was a real drug dealer at one time, But they had something on him, he was fucking the niece. He kept trying to get the niece to get the uncle to come over here, But the uncle was like, I ain't going over there. He ain't had to come over here.
Right.
Yeah, he had all kinds of people over here, So they never could get him. He was indicted, concealed indictment, but he would never come over here, And they ain't going over to China, locking nobody up and shit, So he got away, but the other 4 got caught. And I looked at it, I was like, man, I ain't doing that on that level, so they ain't gonna be interested.
They ain't watching you, yeah.
Yes. So it's like, I was telling myself I'm gonna get out. But it was always an excuse, for to prolong it.
When you so the question I was gonna ask too is that a lot of people that's in the street, gangsters and stuff like that, you hear that they're family men type thing. Like when it comes to their family, they separate the life. Were you able to do that?
Yeah.
Were you able to separate
I did it
your
real
life?
successfully too, yeah.
Yeah. You were different from how
Moms, wives, girlfriends, children, and all that.
Say it again. I'm sorry. Mom, wives, girlfriends.
Children.
Now let's go back to the wives and
women.
girlfriends.
Period.
Oh, you had a lot of girls?
You try to skip past that. Like,
No, not really. I was pretty conservative. I like one at a time.
Okay.
I had a lot of girlfriends, platonic. Real close. But it was platonic.
Platonic or platonic?
Plutonic. I thought it was platonic.
Plato. Nah, you try to play
words. He's a slick guy. We know you.
No.
Don't say nah.
You sound like one at a time.
Right.
You said one
Just
at
cool.
a time.
It was just cool.
Yeah, I would go to church with moms and the kids and the women because for one, it's like the drug game is risky anyway. You're going to get killed. You can go to jail. Okay. But it's a way, to achieve the American dream for a black man, that didn't go to Harvard or Yale.
Facts.
Right. So, but if you're taking this kind of risk, why take unnecessary risks? Like being in the nightclub, and being a target, late at night, or out in the street, making enemies and all that, and hanging out with a bunch of dudes that, that's trying to prove themselves to you, They might shoot up the club, when you don't want that, but they're going to shoot up the club just to prove to you that they loyal and all that. So I ain't really hang with no dudes after 11 years and all them years in the jail. I don't even want to see no dudes unless it's some business and all.
Facts.
I want to be around women, beautiful women.
So that's what you did.
Yeah.
Platonic.
Right. I ain't need no army, I ain't need no guns, so I don't need no clique.
You just need the women to be around you.
Yeah, just the women.
I respect it.
And not just the pretty young ones, like Stoney and Boss Lady over there. But
they awesome.
Moms, the grandmas, the little girls and all that.
Let's back up a little bit real quick. Because, I think that's a great way to think. Round of applause for you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. The women around. You don't need all the attention. Just,
Right.
Got it. So, because I definitely want to make the transition. When you stopped with homie, you had the last 10,000. What was the come up? Like, did you go back to being in the streets? Did you get back to sticking up, or you?
No. Stick up was.
You was done with it.
Yeah, that was 17 years old. So.
Got it. So this time you just did you meet another connect?
The old connect. I shortly inherited that old connect. He knew about me. He met me before, but I never upstaged my man. Never upstaged him. I never went behind his back and tried to,
Yeah, got
I
it.
was loyal, But he knew me, right? And he knew that I was loyal because my man used to always talk about me to him. Because I was the only one he had trouble with. He can go to Los Angeles, Vegas, and spend $200,000, get on the phone and call me, say, wire me, Western Union, wire me, $10,000, Spent all my money. And he would have that money within half an hour. I was the only one. He had other ones out there. And some of them was getting more money than me at the time. He was bringing in more money than me, Because they had the big shops. I had the 3 or 4 shops, to get that kind of money, They was in the projects. So, but he would call them, A lot of times they wouldn't even answer, their beepers or their phones. Or they'll tell him, okay, I'm going to take care of that. And it wouldn't get taken care of, If it did get taken care of, it'd be hours later. He'd be frustrated, So he just stopped calling them. He would call me. And, we used to ride around, I was a little older than him. And I had all the knowledge and all. Mm-hmm. So he wouldn't cross the street without asking me, was it cool, But even though he was like the one with the connect, I was actually the one that was running the things.
So you got up with the connect?
Oh, yeah. So when he blew, we ran into the connect one, Silver Spring, and he was like, look, Rudy home, That Rudy wasn't in jail. He was like, that's why, I ain't had no discipline. Them other little niggas, just that, So the dude was like, okay, all right, I'm going to give you this and all. If you fuck that up, that's it, Because I was home, we gave him something, And so we ride back in Baltimore, right? And he was telling me, he was blaming everybody. They fucked up. I was like, don't give it to them, don't give him shit, Give it to me, you get your money. He's like, nah, y'all ain't set up and stuff. You just come out of jail. It's going to take a long time. I want to hurry up, I was like, don't give it to them dudes. Right? He got it in his hand. The man gave it to him, So he was like, okay, man, I'm going to call you tomorrow morning. So I get up the first thing in the morning, waiting on the call. He didn't call me. I call him. He ignored his beeper. He finally answered his beeper. So we meet. It's like, what's up, man? You know, he said, man, I went on and gave it to so-and-so them. You know, I was like, man, you should have gave it to him. No, they gonna pay me this time. I told them this shit is serious. If they don't pay me this time, this shit, man, ain't gonna give me no more, blah, blah, blah. So, all right. They ain't pay him. They paid him a little something. They ain't really pay him, you know, because they was getting high. And then they was cutting it. It was garbage, you know. Then garbage moves slow, you know, right? And they did like hit him off with a few $1,000, maybe $5 or something. And you know what he did with that? He paid his bills with that. He paid his bills first, you know. You know, dope dealing 101, drug dealing 101, you know, you pay if you got rent, you got car insurance and all that, and you got a drug bill, you pay your connect first. Everything else wait, you know. What is a $25 late fee, you know, on your what's coming? Even if you lose all that, you got your connect, you can come back. You pay the connect first, man. But this is kid taught me all the ropes and all that, right? But he went out and he paid his bills and all. I think he might have had like $1,000 or something left over. He went and bought a gold chain, went to the club, and made the people think that he never fell off. Yeah, you know. And I ain't get a dime out of this.
She was like, F.D.S.
Yeah, I ain't get a dime out of it. So I'm gonna tell you the story, right? So the dude was a thinker, right? He's a thinker. He was like, well, fuck this. We'll call him and tell him we got the money and we get up there and we gonna rob him, you know? So I was like, cool, you know? So we had one gun, right? We driving up there and we used to live up there, you know, in Silver Springs. And we driving up there, but the whole time he crying about everything. And I'm like, focused, you know? When I got something to do, I'm focused. I hear him and I don't hear him, you know? And he's crying like, man, fuck this, man. You know, we can get in real estate, man, and sell some houses, buy some apartments.
Zero down.
Yeah, you know. I'm like, man, you believe that shit in the books and shit? Like, you know? I'm like, no, man, you know. So we driving. It's like maybe 40-minute drive from Baltimore and we pull up to a stop sign and he looked up and he was like, man, I don't even know where we at, man. We used to live up in there. He's so demoralized and depressed that he was like, man, where we at? We lost, man. Let's go back, man. Fuck that. You know?
He got nervous, panicking.
Yeah, I was like, I know where we at. Go down that street. Go down that street, turn here, turn there. Right? So, all right. And so we get there. We got press a buzzer to get in, right? Dude on the, 8th floor. And so he pressed a button, let us in, right? We goes up there, right, to rob him. And he comes out the room. He was like, look, I'm in a conference. I don't have a lot of time and all that. He said, just go in my office and wait. I'll be in there in 5 minutes, right? So he go back in the conference room. My man was like, man, we can't do it now, man. You know, it's other people in there and all. I was like, nah, man, I think I can do it, man. Just chill. He was like, and that's when I realized, I was like, nah, this is hopeless. This ain't gonna work, you know. So I said, fuck. Man come in there at 5 minutes. He was like, okay, you got the money. I got to get back in the what's come, you know. He was like, look, man, I ain't got the money, man. Man, it's like, I don't even want to hear. I don't want to hear no more stories and all. You know? He was like, I don't want to hear it, you know. He was like, give me something and we'll pay. He was like, nah, that's it. On three. And I did that because of Rudy. Other than that, I would never gave you shit. You know? And I didn't really know that he owed the man that much money at the time. The man was like, man, you owe me this, that, and other thing, you know. from back then, I can't do it no more. Right? So we leave. I'm like, damn, you know. So we driving back to Baltimore, you know. And dude was like, look, man. First he was talking that real estate shit again. You know? But then when we get close to the city line, we can see Baltimore, right? He was like, look, man, if you still want to get in the game and shit, I'll tell you what you do. You just wait till tomorrow and call them up, you know, and blame it on me, you know. Blame it on me, you know. And he was like, you be telling the truth anyway. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try that out. You know? And I tried that out and it worked. But he told me, look, I can't do nothing for you, you know. To give me 2 weeks. That wasn't even mine. I went to somebody else and got that shit and gave it to y'all. Doing a favor because of you, you know. And said, I can't do it. That ain't, you know, my stuff don't come till 2 weeks. He said, but call me back. I might be able to do something for you. So I'm calling him, and he'll answer sometimes. Sometimes he wouldn't answer, you know, so I was like, fuck this, I'm going up there and see him, you know. I knew where his office was. It's snoring and shit. You know how on the highway the cars might be moving 5 miles an hour, they stop for 10 minutes and then they start moving slow again.
Because of the storm.
Yeah. But I don't see none of that shit. It's snowing like my car, you know, it's ragged. Some woman ran into my car. I can't even get it fixed, you know. No insurance. So I'm driving, I'm thinking it's hard, you know. I don't see none of the snow, none of that, right? So I hear horn bump, right? I ain't even hear it at first, you know, I kept bumping and all, and I looked over there, it's the African, you know. So I see him and all, and I rolled the window down, he, what's up, man? He's on the phone, and I said, I need to talk to you, right? He said, call me. I said, I need to talk to you. I said, 5 minutes. He said, call. I said, 5 minutes, you know. So he pulled over on the shoulder, right? I walked up to him, got out my car, he got out his car, I walked up to him, I said, man, if I come up with the money to get one of them things, you know, could you get it for me? He said, yeah. That's all it took. Before he could even look, I was back in my car on the way back to Baltimore, you know, and got the money that day, you know. And after that, there was no looking back.
Got you. So now you coming up.
Right. Now I'm my own man, you know.
Yeah. Forget the homie that messed up the connect that want to talk about real estate, zero down, good credit shit. We don't care about that. Mm-hmm. We don't care about the zero credit. Right. Yeah, we want to put something down on it.
Right.
All right, so now you up. Now, did you ever experience in the street any type of attacks on your life, like any type of attempts towards you?
Yeah. We had a full-fledged war in 84. Full-fledged war where they was riding around with machine guns and shit looking for me, and we doing the same thing with them, man.
Why were they looking for you?
Because it's a war. It was
just a war.
Yeah, it's a misunderstanding. You know, it was some dudes that it was just like another clique. It was a misunderstanding. We had a machine gun. I don't carry guns, deal with them, but I used to buy them, put them up, give them to somebody. Gave it to a soldier. He was living with some people. They put him out. He left the gun. We go back and get the gun. It's gone. Ended up in the hands of the other clique, right? And I know these dudes from the joint, you know. We talked and all. We weren't buddies or nothing like that.
But
So,
you had an understanding.
right. So I'm driving down Monroe Street one day and I see their car. They pulled over. They stand out talking to me, right? Somebody had told me, like, they admitted they had it, you know, and they would give it back, you know. They admitted they had it and they wanted to give it back to me. So, all right. So I see the car. We get out of my car. It's my nephew and a friend of mine, right-hand man. And we goes up to them, it's 3 of them, right? So I told the dude, excuse me, I need to talk to you. What's up? I understand you got a machine gun belong to me, and He was like, huh? I said, the machine gun. One is that? That's mine, you know. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he walked away, you know. He said, no, don't never come at me like that again. So I'm shocked, like, what? I don't come at you like that. You know, so I walked behind him, right? So he goes to the car, his man's in the car. And I'm right up on him, right? He opened the door and tells his man, I see the gun. He got the gun in the lap like that, between his legs. He was like, give me that gun, man. Let me hold that gun. So I see you got a gun. I ain't got no gun. So I backed up off him and shit. And so we whipped the gun out. Now it's like, the pressure's on now. Now it's like,
threaten my life.
Yeah, you got an image to
uphold.
Right, you got an image to uphold now. It's in motion now. You know how it is once you get in motion. So like, so I'm backing up off him. I'm not running, but I'm not gonna stand up there on him.
Shot. And you saw your gun.
Yeah, I saw his gun. Yeah,
it was his gun, but it wasn't a gun. It wasn't a machine gun. It was a different. gun.
No, it was a handgun.
Got it. So you saw, yeah, give me that gun.
His man had it handed to him. You know.
So you backed up.
Right. So I'm like maybe 2-3 cars at distance from him because I'm not gonna run because I know he's not a marksman. You know how that go. You know. I'm not gonna run. You don't know what you're doing with the gun and shit. So now he's on stage, right? So he has his gun on his side. He was like, you know who I am and all that. You know, don't you never come at me. You know who I am? I said, yeah, I know who you is. I said, you a dead man. That's who you are. Yeah, this and that. So like, my car was still on. You know, you just stop for a moment, leave the car on.
Yeah, run and put it in park.
Right. So he goes over to my car, try to get the keys out. My nephew's standing there, my man's standing there. My nephew's 16 years old at the time. You know how and you know, at that age, you know, kids don't have no fear for real or something. So like, he goes to try to take the keys out of my car. My nephew goes over and pushing me. He got the gun and shit. So he tried to pistol whip my nephew, right? And the nephew fall back and no, he had it to his nephew. Because his nephew came up and said, let me hold the gun. He tried to hit him, you know, they fall like in the car. I'm like, wow, you know, they'd have killed my nephew. The gun go off, right? And I'm telling you, man, you know, the shock of it, man, you know, was like, it was cartoonish, man, you know? It's like the whole frame flipped over.
Upside
Everything
down,
started happening in slow motion, right? You know, I'm running and all that, but I'm running like in slow motion back towards the car. And, because I know that, you know, that he was dead, you know? That's how close up he was, you know? So like, all right, I'm running back towards the car. Then everything speeded up. They jumped in their car, took off, and went backwards, you know, fishtailing and shit, like, and went backwards and shit. When I get to the car, right, and my nephew rise up, you know, he had a flesh wound. It went in and came out, so, you know. The bullet was still in the car. So that was one of the incidents. It kicked off a war, man. That's how I ended up with the charges and shit.
How many charges was that?
There was 2 murder conspiracies, and attempt murder, which I ain't tell you about, attempt murder and some other.
But that was all the same. What you mean? I got it.
That started everything.
Yeah, that started it.
I mean, that makes sense. That's family.
Like
so that makes sense. You know
it
what I'm
was
saying?
like let me see. Damn near a year on war. It was on the pipe and anywhere, any place, you know.
On site.
I was so angry, man. I was like, if I see them dudes in the police department, I'm going up there and get them. You know?
How many people lost their lives in that situation?
A few.
Respect. So, what made the war stop? Prison?
Prison, when I went over to jail, you know.
All right,
So actually, I'm going to give you a lesson in my head, you know.
Give me a lesson, please.
I won the battles. He won the war.
The guy that you were warm with, that same
He
guy.
won the war because he ended up on the street. He didn't care about the dudes. He didn't care about the dudes that got killed, the crash dummies and shit like that. Right.
Wait, hold on real quick. I'm sorry, OG. Give me a second. All this happened over a machine gun.
Yeah, what happened was the dude that told me that, I thought about later on and shit. He lied about that, right? So them dudes was caught off guard. They was surprised, like, when I approached them about the thing, and the dude got in his feelings, and he walked away, and that's why he said it, But at the time when you moving fast and all that,
So the guy lied to you and made it up and made that whole thing happen?
Yeah, he lied, yeah. Chain reaction.
So it's a year war. So hold on. So now, is this the same time when you got locked up with the 30 bricks and all the conspiracy? Not 30 bricks.
No, that was 5 years later.
So wait, hold on. You went to prison again, and that was a 9-month thing.
Right. Then I beat all the charges.
Yeah, all the charges. But the war was over.
Yeah, the war was over.
When you came back home.
Yeah, when I came home, then I won it. He won it while I was in the jail. Just by me being in jail, I was in my feelings, man. I was like.
Then when you came home, you won it.
Yeah.
He was still out there when you came home?
Yeah, he was out there.
Y'all crossed paths at any time, or?
Yeah, I seen him. I seen him out there. I seen him driving past one day. I seen him, right? Mm-hmm. And one day, me and my girl and my son was in a restaurant. I ain't had no gun on him. They got a window right there. I seen them walk past the window and come in. They came in, came up, and shook my hand, congratulations. I'm glad you beat the case and all.
Wow.
Yeah, but I knew they wasn't shooters. They wasn't shooters. And then we was in a upscale restaurant. They didn't want me bad as I wanted them. But they wasn't shooters. You got to know your personnel.
So you didn't feel the same way you felt before when you saw them with your family?
No. The 9 months I did I did a lot of
thinking,
reevaluating, regrouping, and all that. Gotcha. I'm looking out the window because you can look out the window on the highway. The cars going out there from behind the bars, and I'm thinking like, damn,
I'm in here.
I won the battles, but I lost the war because they still out on the street.
You thought it could have been over?
Yeah, it could have been over. I was facing life and and all kinds of, and it could have been over, but we was still crafty. We had like resources in the hood. We knew whenever the police came through there, the hood, we knew it. The dudes out on the corners, we had telephone numbers that we could call out there from the jail, what's happening. They kept us informed. Go see so-and-so, so-and-so. Tell him this, tell him that, And, see, we still control the streets and shit. And the jail.
But when he came and shook your hand, were you upset? Did you feel away like he was playing, or you knew like you was already over it? Like, this nigga came in here, my family here, he trying to be funny? Or you just
No,
okay.
I didn't feel that way. I know the players and shit like that, and I can feel things. They were sincere. They really wanted to
squash it.
Yeah, he had told me that he wanted to squash it before, but what happened is at first, it was a tactic. They sent word they want to squash it, phone number, call this number, and all that. And but it wasn't no squashing it. You shot my nephew, man. Mm-hmm. Ain't no squashing that beef. Jesus couldn't squash that beef,
Peace
and
be
it
with
was
you.
It was a it was a tactic, It was a tactic. I talked to him on the phone just to feel him out, and right after that, the next day they sent the hit squad up there on both corners, to gun me down. And I wasn't really upset about them out to kill me, but I was with my girl. And I knew they was going to kill her too. And I was upset about that. Because she was young. She was what, maybe 22 years old, pretty. She, you know, she was just with me. They were gonna take her life.
Right.
You know. And that, to me, that just wasn't, you know, it just wasn't right, you know. Me, I understand that. I accept that as part of the life you live, you know, right? But her, no. So it was like ongoing battles and all that. You know.
Bring us to the time when you got what led up to you getting caught and doing your last bid, as far as like the whole situation that happened.
Well,
bring us to that takedown.
Okay, set the stage for that. It was I had like my last state case. My last state case. The head state's attorney, Stuart Sims, took it, right? He took it personally. He was an ex-federal prosecutor. He never took a case in the state because he's the head man. He's the administrator, right? But he took the case. It was a rumor that he was going to take the case, and I was like, oh man, he take the case. It's going to become political now. You know? But he took the case. And he took the case. I got to beat it. I got to beat this case, you know. It's going to be real hard and all that. So then I won the case. I beat the case. Found not guilty. And I think we had a hung jury one time and come back and I got found not guilty. You know. And after I beat that case, they was like, we got to get this guy, you know.
Took it personal.
Yeah, we got to get this guy, you know. That came from the White House. That came from the White House. Get this guy, I don't care what you do, no. Don't only play by the rules no more. Get him, you know. And that's what happened. They jumped the gun. They thought they had caught me red-handed. They watching me, talking to certain people, you know. But they didn't know. They didn't know what was what and word was word, you know. So they thought they did. They was like, fuck it. Let's just hit them all. It got to be somewhere, you know. And they hit us, right? I'm not going to say they didn't get a few things here and there, you know. But they didn't get nothing. They didn't have the case they wanted, you know. So now they done jumped out there. They can't say, you know, my bad, we fucked up. They going to make that shit up. They go into jail, terrorizing dudes and all that. They went all out. You know, it was a guy that on my jewelry I was telling you about in the 85. He hung the jewelry. They locked him up, gave him $500,000 bail. At the time, you know, he happened to be locked up for killing his girlfriend, right? And they went to him and told him, say, look, man, if you tell us how much money Rudy gave you to hang your jewelry and this, that, and other thing he paid you and come in court and testify, we'll let you go. You know what he told him? Like, fuck you. And he got 18 years for killing his girlfriend. So I said that to say that, man, they went all out, man. You could have had 3 murders or whatever, you know, and they would have let you. I met an Italian dude when I was going to court up in Upper Marlboro because they took me out of Baltimore to isolate me, get me away from my co-defendants, thinking that with me out of the way, they can pull some shit on them and all that. So, but I'm up in Upper Marlboro, and I met a Italian dude that was in it. I'm talking to 2 brothers and all that, and one of them called my name out, you know. So the Italian dude came up to me, you Rudy Williams? I said, yeah. He grabbed me and hugged me, man. He was like, man, I'm glad to meet you and all that, man. He said, I got to thank you, man. Because of you, I got a deal. They was getting ready to give me a life sentence. They got caught them dudes bringing in like maybe 200 keys of cocaine on a ship down at the harbor. Right? He's waiting to go to court. They talking about getting him a life sentence. And one day his lawyers go see him and say, look, man, you got lucky. He just made a big drug bust. This guy, Rudy Williams, they want him bad, you know. And they willing, you know, they want to concentrate on him. They willing to give you a deal of 30 years just so they can get on him, you know. He was like, yeah, I'll take it, you know. He took the deal, right? He came up and told me that, you know. We got to be real friends later on because he beat me in Lewisburg. By the time I get to Lewisburg, he there. He works in the kitchen, you know, so he used to bring me food, let me listen to his MP3, not MP3 at the time, but a radio, and we got to be cool, you know. But that's how bad they want it. They making shit up.
So, the time you got caught, it was a ring, it was an enterprise, or it was just them putting things together and trying to put pieces together?
The evidence were, you know, putting it together and all that, but, you know.
Rudy, chill out, man. Stop, Rudy. For real, stop playing, man. Stop playing, man. What
Now I'm gonna put it this way, like
Rudy, chill out. Chill. Come on, Rudy, chill.
those who know
I respect
don't
that.
say, those who say don't know.
Oh, no. Got it. Do you remember the day you got caught then?
Yeah, I remember
Where
clearly.
were you? Where were you? You tell
I
us
was
that?
in my house early in the morning. It was like maybe 6 o'clock, 7. It was daylight outside.
Got it.
I was in my house. My wife, her grandmother, and my 2 sons. I had 3 at the time. And my niece, 2 of them were staying with me. We had just came from the carnival, which they held underneath the city jail, behind city jail down under the bridge, you know. We had just came from that, you know. And my nephew and them, they had a car wash. You know, the car wash, man, was jumping, man. They was like 19, 20 years old. And it was lit over there. They were, all the big boys with the sharp cars would drive all day long. The feds was across the street, an apartment, just filming everything, you know. And so what they did, they faked I forget the numbers when the police shot that number, and they raided the spot, you know. And it was already bugged. Everything was bugged. The sidewalks, everything, the phone, the rooms. So they faked a cop down there, and they went in there, dragged everybody out. And they didn't lock anybody up, they left, right? What that was about, they was trying to find out where the drugs was at. Because when something like that happened, everybody, after police leave, everybody was like, go move this, go get that, go do this and all that, right? And they listened to everything, right? But that didn't happen, right? That didn't happen. So the next morning, that's when they did the actual raiding, you know. See, that's called the pump fake. Get you to bite, you know, so they can get you. So they pump fake, you know, the night before, you know.
And they came in early in the morning.
They came early in the morning. They didn't have the case. What they was counting on the guys being scared, you know, and telling, you know, that ain't happening, you know. So they panicked. They had to expand this conspiracy. They had to bring in more and more people. People that they control. That's why they have a superseding indictment. They take the first indictment going from a grand jury. That's just for a cop-out. You know, that's leverage right there, the first indictment. Hit you with it, tell you take 30 years to usually work, you take it and all that. In our case, like, fuck that, we fighting and all that. Now they got to come up with a real case. So they scrambling to come up with, they superseded us like 2 or 3 times. So that means they trying to come up with a case. You know.
What were your charges?
My charges was super kingpin, RICO, conspiracy, handguns and all. I beat the 848 continuing criminal enterprise. They never could charge me with murders, even though they advertised that all through the papers to get the streets to talk. Because they got informers everywhere. Informers go back and tell them what they heard. They piece the shit together.
Of course.
Right. So they never came up with the murders. That's all they talked about. I will be facing the federal death penalty thing. In relation to they can give you the death penalty. They want that because it'll scare the average person. And I'll take a life sentence to avoid that. Dudes do that. I've seen dudes do that. To me, it don't make no sense. You ain't scaring me anyway. You got something, you got to bring it. So I beat the Super Kingpin. They couldn't bring the RICO. I was charged with about 36 charges, and I beat all of them except for 8. What they found me guilty for carried 20 years. But they thought under the guideline they could give you these crazy sentences, back in the 80s, that they now realized that was unconstitutional. They started to take them back,
Got it.
and let guys go. They knew they was unconstitutional back then. You lawyers is Supreme Court. Tell me you got 9 lawyers up there, the best legal minds in the country, didn't know that was illegal, unconstitutional. They knew that, but they had an agenda, a social agenda, which was to clean up the streets. Get the black men off there, fuck up the families, break them up and all that, Then after you get 20, 30 years there, they figure now if you go back out there, you ain't got no life left. A lot of dudes in wheelchairs, crutches, didn't even make it back. So now we need these cells and shit now for your sons and your grandsons.
Amen.
So they let them go. We need these cells now for young black men.
So that's what happened to you.
Yeah.
They gave you got 130 years, they said?
Life and 130 years.
Life and 130 years.
With that type of time and all that, you don't want to do nothing, man. If we get high, play cards and not like. But I knew I was coming home one day, so I worked out. I studied the books, hit the tracks, I studied all the knowledge and all because I want to understand all that.
You want to understand life.
Yeah, because with knowledge, you can write your own ticket, man.
Exactly.
Without knowledge, you can't even get in the game and shit. With knowledge, you can get in the game, or any game that's being played. So that's what kept me going.
What turned your conviction around? The law that they put into place as far as?
No, the laws them laws I was talking about unconstitutional.
Yeah.
They knew was unconstitutional.
Of course.
They came back later on, after they got 30, 20 years out of dude, they was like, oh, we made a mistake here, These laws are unconstitutional. Since the guideline, is unconstitutional. Because what they was doing, this is what they did. At my trial, right, the witnesses they had, they didn't have nothing. It's 2 trials, really, It's your trial where, the evidential trial. Mm-hmm. If you get found guilty, then it's your sentencing trial. The sentencing trial, it's a real trial because it's different standards of evidence. During the trial with the witnesses, they got to find you guilty beyond reasonable doubt. And they have to prove certain things, right? They have to prove the amount of drugs. But the way they did it back then, you don't have to prove the amount of drugs. That's not an element, which it is an element, They said it was an element of the charges. So what they do, they will reserve the determination of the drug amount. They will reserve that for the judge at sentencing. Who's their man? The people on the jury, they might have not found you guilty for that shit. So they took it out of their hands and gave it to the judge. So when you go up in front of the judge, all he had to do is find by preponderance of evidence, which is really not strong, you know. See, he'll say, she say, you know, and so they found that I had like at least dealt 15 kilos of dope in 1 year. Then they had the African, which they made a deal with him, you know, from over in Nigeria and Kenya. They turned him out by the time. He didn't turn while I was going to court. By the time I go up for sentence, right, he's scared to death, man, you know. His lawyer, you know, so you got to watch the lawyers. Everybody say that your co-defendant that testified against you is the rat, you know, and all that. But no, he's not the real rat. The real rat is his lawyer that turned him out. He's a mouse. He's not the rat, he's the mouse. So they get past all the people. So he ended up with one of my co-defendants. He came in during sentencing, got on the stand and said, yeah. And I came over to Africa a couple times, you know, and made deals. And he lied, though. He said that he didn't, that was all the drug transaction that he had been involved with. But, and they knew he was lying because he was on indictment of several other drug conspiracies that was loosely related to mine, pilots and all kinds of people. I mean, if you only sent me like maybe, you know, 15 keys or whatever, you know, then what the hell are you doing testifying these other people's cases for? So they knew he was lying and shit, but they buried all that stuff.
So he got scared and he folded.
Yeah, he folded.
African folded.
Yeah. And then he was already on the run for a drug crime from England, you know.
Wow.
And they knew about that. And we tried to bring that out. The judge shut that down, you know, protecting him, his credibility.
How much time did he end up doing?
I don't know. I tried to find out. He probably got slapped on the wrist or something like that.
And went back to Africa? They
they
deported
let him
him?
go. They let him go.
So, real quick, when did you find out you was coming home? What year?
I didn't find out I was coming home till last year, you know, around last year, right in let me see, in May, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
You didn't know you was coming home?
No, I didn't know for sure. You know, you deal with these folks and all. You know, I don't expect nothing from these people, but you know, hard time. Nah. And that way, you know, if you don't get your hopes up, you're like that. You know.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
You can't be disappointed, you know.
Right.
So I never put no faith in them. I never based my hopes on them. I always thought I was going to write my way out, you know. Reinvent myself, you know, and my books would bring me a new circle, young kids out there and all with their clout. And with them behind me, you know, I figured I would get out that way. Because they had power and they only know it, like New York itself. Remember the Rockefeller law? Russell Simmons virtually, single-handedly, you know, not by itself, got that law overturned, you know. Because them youngins got power and they don't know how to use it. They don't know. Because corporate America need them young boys out there, you know, to get rich. They bring in all the money and all. So what they do, they cuddle up to them, play like they friends and all. As long as they can sell Mercedes Benzes, Calvin Klein, Versace shit, you know. You see
Calvin
that?
Klein, Versace.
They can hang. They let them hang out with them and shit in their parties, and they do them little favors and shit like that, you know. So somebody like Jay-Z say, "Look, man, I got an uncle, right? Been locked up for a long time. I'm not gonna tell you he wasn't selling dope. He's got a big drug case and shit. But he's been locked up for a long time. He's a good man and all that. He's circulating with them people, you know, because corporate America is the real government, not the shit we see in what's called. It's the real government. So they in with the corporate America, so they be like, yeah, sure, you know. I'm gonna talk to my cousin so-and-so, he's a judge too and all that. They can pull the strings, get you out of it.
Right.
They don't care about individual shit. They care about control over the masses and shit. They don't care, you know. They let Sammy Bull go. He confessed to, 19 murders and shit? Because they want John Gotti. John Gotti embarrassed him. He beat some cases he wasn't supposed to win. So we want him, you know. So they don't really care about right or wrong like they project on TV and all that to the public. They don't care about that, man.
Yeah.
So there was a show, a popular show on TV some years back, representing your area that you from. You know what I'm saying? I heard that they
The Wire?
Yeah. You know what time it was. So I heard that they use or try to use some parts of your life in that show.
They did.
Talk to me about that. Tell me about how accurate those parts were in the show.
It was it wasn't completely accurate, but it was based on some incidents, you know, that the incident where the city security guard got killed. In the TV show, it was the character was named after a friend of mine, you know.
Okay.
And they say in the show he's stealing a lollipop out the supermarket.
Right? Yeah.
And he get caught, right? And he get arrested, and the security guard get killed, you know, right after that. You know, they say that was based on an incident, right? That security guard got killed. He got into it with my sister-in-law from Long Island. And a month later, he got killed. I don't know nothing about it, you know. Security guard had a lot of enemies. He was like Denzel Washington training day, pistol whipping people, you know, working a Korean, imagine that. Black nigga working in a Korean supermarket, making minimum wages and shit, but he got a gun and a badge. And he pistol whipping people, you know, for any little reason. He got his gun out. You know. So the feds was watching me, you know, at the time. And he pulled the gun on me. He pulled the gun on me. He didn't lock me up, but he pulled the gun on me. And based on that incident, they accused me of it. They accused, yeah.
So, a couple of stories are accurate. How were they able to pinpoint the stories with you? Did somebody that knew you help write that, or did they come holler at you? Like, what was that about?
What, the Wire?
Yeah.
No, that was, I think they got that just from them trying to put a puzzle together.
Say no more. Some of it was
Just
accurate, though, right? Some of it?
Maybe
Maybe
1% of it.
Oh my God.
1%.
Have you ever watched the show?
The Wire. I've seen like bits and pieces of episodes, you know, because I think The Wire was coming on, 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock? 10 o'clock. And at that time, you know, 10 o'clock, they changed the rules. We used to could stay out to 12, 10 o'clock, we in the bed. You know, we in our cells, not necessarily in the bed, right? But, so I've seen bits and pieces, but I never really seen the whole thing.
Okay. But you got calls about it. You got calls about it. They spoke to you about it. What they?
No, I never
No.
got any calls.
Okay. All right. Well,
No.
I don't know how they could. I don't know how they could attach you to that. But hey, they're just trying to put pieces together.
They put pieces together.
Yeah.
You know, they always come up wrong. You know that. They don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they don't know what's going on.
Yeah. And like I said, the snitches lied to them and shit like that just to get a check.
Snitches told them that, you think too?
Huh?
You think people?
Yeah, they got informants out there, man. They got informants.
The TV show?
No. The
police.
The police.
Oh, okay.
I mean, Ed Burns, and he was the police. He's the co-producer of the show. David Simons, and they was ex-cops, homicide detectives. Matter of fact, they was part of my federal case. Ed Burns, he was the deputized joint anti-Rudy task force. So that's where he got his knowledge and information from. Even when they can't beat you in the courtroom, they beat you up in the newspaper and on TV, man.
Did you sue them?
No, I didn't sue them because it would have been a waste of time. That's a clique, man. They're gonna protect each other and all. And one thing I don't do, I don't waste my time like that. I wrote books and stuff while I wrote plays.
Final question from me. What do you, coming home, right? We definitely want to know what you're going to do now. But coming home and seeing all this stuff, what is your outlook on everything that's going on today, and what do you have to tell the youth out there that read your story or watch the show and want to emulate these things that they see?
It's a dead end street. I don't care how good you are. I thought I was good, I came from nothing. I had passports and stuff like that, going in other countries. But eventually, if you stay in the game, especially nowadays, it's different nowadays. It's more rats in the game than real people, legitimate, So if you stay in the game, you're going to get killed or you're going to jail for a long time. And it's not worth it. And that's not where the money is anymore. The money is in entertainment. Selling clothes, selling rap, rhymes, selling style, hip-hop, and images. That's where the money is. So you can make more money doing that. It might take a little longer, but it's worth it. And you're going to have more fun, Don't be in no hurry to be rich and all that. Because once you get there, you ain't got nothing else to do, then you're bored. And you start using drugs. You start running with all kinds of dangerous women and messing school with other people, women, and hanging out in the clubs and all that, because you ain't got nothing to do, So, don't be in no hurry to get there. Enjoy the work, If you enjoy the work and all that, you only realize you ain't got time to play with the toys. So go where the money goes. Stop dealing drugs. That's their game. It's always been their game, but now it's obvious their game. They making all the money. TV shows on Discovery, these gangs and all that. Now they making big money off there. They keeping it going. The drug game was on life support, and they giving it oxygen to keep it alive because they benefit more than we benefit off. They give you a year, you make, say, $10 million, get a mansion and all that. They catch you, they take all that, and they split it up now. Now you look out the window or whatever down the street, here's the cop, the commissioner driving your Maserati. It happened in Baltimore. So they really, profited more off the drug game than we are, But the young dudes out there, they so caught up, in trying to show, who they are, in identity, false identity and all. They stop to think about that. Their identity is being handed to them from the TV, What they see on there, they got the tattoos and all that. So stop and think, and reevaluate, Don't lose your heart, don't lose your intelligence and all that, but be smart.
We know.
Because we are the smartest people, the most creative people. We created hip-hop.
Talk about it.
We dominate the performance end, but the business end, we coming up short, man. They making all the money. So we got to learn to make all the money too.
Thanks.
Stop giving us our intellectual property, our content, give it to them. Because we guys don't know what to do with it, man. And we competing against each other so much, I'm trying to outdo G Money, Flip. You flipping G Money trying to outdo me, So we looking horizontal, and they looking down on us and shit. We making everybody rich for us, man. We not rich. We want to be wealthy, man. So that's my message to the young kids. Write some books, make some movies or something.
And part two of this question is, since you've been home, like, what's your plan now? Like, what's going on with you now?
I'm in the entertainment business. I will go where the money is, man,
Yeah.
Because in the entertainment business, if I'm a movie star, I get shot, they're going to say, cut. I get my $20 million check, I'm going home.
Facts.
In the real world, in the streets, I get shot, I'm going in the ground, man. I want them youngest to know that, man. If you get popped, you're going to jail for a long time. In the movies, you get popped, they'll take your handcuffs off, take you in the back, and you go home.
No, he like that actor, man. He like an actor, man. I'm trying to get his name. I'm going to get his name. He like the actor, man. What movie he played in?
Not Michael Early is.
Let me see.
Somebody said that before.
Let me see. What's his name?
Michael Early. The one was in Takers.
Michael.
Like the green eyes.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
He ain't got no bald head, though.
No, he ain't got no ball yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. You got to give him a few more months.
Michael, what was his last name?
Michael Early. I just see him in. I just watched him in something recently. What was I watching? This Netflix.
No, not him. Not him. Him?
Yeah, Michael Early. Yeah.
Nah, it's another guy that's bald.
If he get the bald head, maybe. I don't know. You gotta get.
Nah, there's another guy that's bald headed that he looked like, man. An actor, man. Come on, stop playing, man.
You talking about Peoples from Shaft?
He took with his voice like this. Ah, shit.
You talking about Peoples from Shaft, bro? Let me see if I got it for you. Let me see. If it's him, I'm fire. I'll be on the movies. You talking about him?
Nah, man. It's a bald-headed guy.
Well, he bald-headed now.
That nobody know him?
He bald-headed now? That's older.
Nah, get out of here, G.
Help him out, Stoney. Boss lady.
Damn, what movie
I
is
don't
this
watch
guy?
too much.
This guy's
TV.
in a movie, in shows and forget it. Shatik.
When it comes to you, I put it in the you gotta edit the video on YouTube.
Damn. All right. Oh man. Hold on.
You ain't got it, bro.
I don't got it.
I can't give you that. He cool. You don't pass him out no more like that, man. You gotta deserve that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Yeah.
You gotta say something cool first.
I am. Yo, listen. You in entertainment. Can you introduce who are the people you here with?
It's Boss Lady.
Boss Lady. Shout out to Boss Lady.
Who's Elite Management. She's a manager. She got her own management company.
Okay, dope.
So Sister Stoney right here.
Okay, Sister Stoney.
Can we put the camera on?
No.
That's Stoney right there. Stoney is like a rap genius.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. In my opinion, she's better than all of them out there.
She's a rapper from where?
From Baltimore, New York, by way of New York. She's born in New York, raised in Baltimore.
What part of New York?
The Bronx.
Oh
Okay.
Lord.
Be
Be next. How did you find her? Or how did they find you?
Oh, we was in a restaurant. I was coming to see a friend, and we conversation. It was just, and I think we started talking. I was giving a play at the time. I gave my card, asked them would they like to be in the play. Stoney said yeah, and she came through like a champ.
Really?
In the late minute, yeah, she came through. It's a powerful performance too. It's electrifying. You gotta see it.
Okay.
Come sit here real quick, Stormy. Yeah, let me in. Hold on, G.
Yeah, put the camera on Stoney.
She right here. What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? What's going on?
What's going on?
How you feeling? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the Flip the Script podcast, man.
I'm happy to be here.
So this young gentleman said he saw you came through in the clutch. You did one of his plays.
Yeah, he had a play called Everything That Glitters Ain't Gold, and he was like, "Look, this is a last minute role. Can you do you know how to act?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know how to act." And he was
Did
like,
you know how to act?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
"Yeah." So I was like, "Yeah, I know how to act." And I was like, "I can learn it." He sent me the script. I got it down like in an hour while we was there, maybe less than that.
Yeah.
And dominated.
So you got history in acting. You went to acting school, or you just
No, I haven't went to acting school, but I just have history in doing a few roles and stuff.
okay. And so you rap also, you say.
Yep, I'm an artist.
So what makes him feel like, so confident about you? So he said you're the best rapper out of everybody. Like, what makes him believe that? Like what did you do to make him feel that way?
She rapped for
I
me
think
and played
that
her music.
he liked my music. I believe that, he fucks with the vibes. Like, he knows that it's sincere, it's real. There's no cap in my rap, and it's, you got to be all put together, like he sees the full package and he's like, yeah, you got that. And I'm very confident. So
Okay, I said okay.
I hold
it
myself down.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause,
When you met him, did you know about him and his story and things like that, or you just kind of?
So when I first met him, I didn't know. And when we got in the car, my sister was like, "Do you know who you just met?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "That's Rudy Williams. Like, he's legendary in Baltimore." And I looked him up because I'm like one of those creep type people. Like, I need to know what's up.
Right.
And I was like, wow. Like, I'm with the unofficial mayor of Baltimore.
Alright, so you like that out there, man?
He is before BMF, you know what I'm
Before all
saying?
that, right?
Like, he before all that. That's the real OG.
Okay, I respect it. I like how he's humble too. I like how he just sits there. He takes all his flowers and he's not trying to amp it. He let everyone talk for him. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. He don't have to edify himself.
I like it.
Edify himself.
He ain't got to do that. He got us. He got the world.
You got big words.
So, how can people check the music? G? Yeah, I said, G. Come
Yeah,
on,
I was going.
Yeah.
Nah, go ahead. You was.
You go with the ladies. You can go with the ladies, y'all. Not like you.
Oh my
My
god.
queens ran away from me.
That's G Money. He go with the ladies,
Nah,
man.
so plug your music, plug your your social media and all that so they can check you out.
Yeah, definitely. Follow me on everything at I'm Stoney Marie. I'm on YouTube, SoundCloud, Apple Music, everything. Everything you can find me at Stoney Marie.
So what kind of artist are you though? Like you want some new type of time or some old type of time? Like could you pull out bars at the back pocket and just you know what I'm saying?
I make music
you
for
know?
the.
I step in now.
Seven,
Yes.
She can pull out bars.
Just let us spit a little.
A little bit. I mean, we can't play the beat. We can't really play because YouTube. We can't even put no. You know what I'm saying? I might have some beats on here. That's not YouTubeified. You know what I'm saying?
I make music for the bad bitches. Are you able to pull up my song?
We can,
Pull her song.
you want to play something?
Yeah. Are you
I
able?
get-
Come in, it's mine.
At the Wi-Fi?
Rap free.
At the Wi-Fi? Or you want to play it on that joint?
It's on. I'm on iTunes, Apple Music.
I love how y'all say the use and all that. It's iTunes.
Oh, that's on YouTube.
It's you.
But he said he can't do YouTube
No, I'm just saying
What
the music.
happened
Was,
is, so because this goes on iTunes.
Because the copyrights,
and
right?
Exactly.
Right.
We
Yeah.
don't want the copyright infringement.
that's why I was saying if you could put some bars in the back pocket and just you know what I'm saying, go with like a little.
But G, hold on.
16 or something.
She may be a little nervous. Give her.
No, she said she's confident. That's why I threw it out
Yeah,
there
but
like that.
it's okay, G.
But you said we can't do no beats or nothing.
I know it got acapella, right? Camera's on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
you can do yours.
If
Do rap freestyle.
she can do one of her songs, she can do a freestyle. You know what I'm saying? He tried to hype it. I'm just saying, the people that's tuning in probably want to say, let me hear if she's official before they go get the
You can
music.
just check out.
I mean, I got y'all. I got one of my favorite freestyles. I wish I had the beat because it would just be harder, but
Right.
I got y'all for
You
real.
can do a little, you ain't have to do the whole
I
joint.
mean, we can do an acapella for
You
real. It's
do
only like
do
a little slick
little
little
snippet of song, for
All right.
people that's tuning in, Flip the Script podcast exclusive.
All right, y'all. This is one of my favorite freestyles. Are y'all ready?
Let's go.
I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. None of them bitches. None of that dick. None of my exes on none of that shit. None of them hoes when they see me do shit. Iced on my neck because I'm really that bitch. Pulled off the lot, had to upgrade my whip. Hopped in the Benz, had to flex my shit. Bitches just mad because they thought they was it. That's
Talk about it. Let's go.
Okay, fly shit.
Okay. Talk about it. All that.
G Money.
Yo. So what can we expect from you next? You got any shows coming up? Anything else? Any more
Yes.
plays coming up?
I just wrapped up a movie. I have a show in a week and a half in North Carolina. I'm pretty much booked for February. So March is open.
My fault. Hold
So
on.
far.
Not bad. Booked and busy, huh?
Booked and busy. I definitely been working.
Okay.
She got a slot in the upcoming Preakness racetrack festivals.
That's like the biggest, like one of the biggest events in Baltimore.
Word?
It's like the horse racing.
Okay.
The Preakness, they do it every year. Rudy, you know.
It's called what?
Preakness.
Preakness.
Yeah.
Okay.
Between Rudy and Boss Lady, they be having me booked.
Okay. I like it. So is there more people part of this team, or is just her right now for the management team? Boss Lady? Is there any more artists a part of it, or just right now focus on Stone?
I want Boss Lady to sit there.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to switch.
I'm such a bad friend.
Get your ass over there. Flip the script. Go ahead. Come here, girl.
You want to
Come on,
do it?
boss lady.
They know she got to do it. Get your ass over there,
I
Boss
just
Lady.
make the magic.
Shut your ass up and sit
Oh,
down, girl.
Boss Lady, what's up? What's up?
Boss Lady, put respect on your name.
Oh,
You making it happen,
It's
yeah.
already got respect on it.
Let's go.
Oh, shit. Damn, Boss Lady, that shit jumping. Boss Lady, look at you.
I told you.
Welcome to the platform, man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here. You know what I'm saying? So, how did you tell everybody? How did you meet this gentleman right here? How did you guys get started working together?
I was with another Baltimore Legend at the time that I met him.
You can speak on the name, or that's just history. You don't have to. I'm just.
I don't have to speak on him, but he's also a big, great man in Baltimore.
Okay.
That's how I met him. As he said, we was in. I'm gonna shout out Sharif's though, because you know everybody can use the promo. We was in Sharif's. I'm in Baltimore, and he came in. Rudy is a ladies' man.
Yeah, you see, look at that. You
He's
see
a
that?
ladies' man, so
Let's go.
he got mesmerized off the top. I think with Stoney Marie over here for real, and we just I think we haven't really been separated since then. Yeah, and we really just became family in such a short span of time, and then you know I know quite a few people too, so we just got this thing moving.
So when did you start the management team?
We started it, and actually it started in Florida. It's about 3 years old. Believe it or not, 3 years ago, none of this was in existence. Stoney never rapped a day in her life. I have a beautiful artist named Naya Monet. She looks like a Barbie doll, like a black Barbie. She's gorgeous. My son is, and let me wind back a little bit. How this really started, because we were in a car. Me and my sister was always in a car, and we would listen to music, and I was like, this shit is trash. Like, we could do this shit for real. What was it, like 2020? So this is really short. Did nothing. Like, so we would just be in a car, be like, you know, this is garbage. So one day, I think this really came by way of prayer for real too, because she see how much I do for everybody else, and she was just like, yo, I just want to take care of you, because she has a wonderful backstory, and she's on her way to stardom, so one day she'll really be out here and giving everybody that backstory. But she prayed. She prayed she wanted to take care of me.
Wow.
And she started writing. And one day she sent, I think it was Beatbox. And I was like, hold on. But, you know, I see money. I can see money within a piece of dust. So I'm like, okay, so I said, I think we might be on to something. And she wrote this shit. And I was like, yo, keep it this. So now in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, shit, I went and bought everything. When I say everything, and we didn't have nothing. We set up a studio at home. I had a 7-bedroom in Florida at the time.
Oh, my fault. Hold on. Yeah. My fault. My bad. I didn't realize it was like that.
Yeah, so at the time I had a humongous house, and so we just started breaking these rooms down in the house. Like, one was a studio, one was a photography area. We started making clothes and outfits, because she was sending me photo shoots of what people wanted to do, and I was like, man, this shit is garbage. Now I'm gonna take your photos. Never touch the camera. She's a photographer too. Realtor, all of this. But anyway, so she showed me how to work the camera. I'm old. And I
Youngest ever come on.
No, and I'm an old. I got a grandson, and I'm an old grandma.
That don't mean you old though. Nowadays, that don't mean you old nowadays. People have
No, and that's why I'm telling you, I'm an old grandma, cause I'm like almost on the other side of 45. You know what I'm saying? So I'm an old grandma. Shout out to Ace. So I ain't gonna hold y'all. I popped the perk that night, and I got on the floor, and I started. I mean, I got on that floor. Yeah, dude. Like when you're a photographer, we started hitting this stuff. So I started getting graphic, everything. Like I got licensed to do like the graphics. I bought everything legit, and I took the pictures. She fixed them up. And they looked just like people wanted $700-800. So for her first cover, it took this guy like 2 weeks or 3 weeks or something. We was willing to pay because I'll pay. Right. He couldn't even get it done. So I said, I'm not doing that no more. We're going to have to figure this out. All her album covers, if you follow and go on YouTube, I'm Stoney Marie. She did all that. She do all her covers. And it's just really, and I have a son that's 19 years old. He's a super producer at 19. He just turned 19 in September. He has a lot of placements with, if you're a big artist in Baltimore, he's on at MCM. He's only 19. So really it became a power circle. We call ourselves the Big Three because we figured it out. My son has only been a producer engineer for about a year now. He has about 10 placements. Wow. Super producer. All the mixing that you guys are here, the recordings he's done, and we have a studio in our house now. Recording studio in the house. So we doing okay.
Wow. Okay. I can see why this makes sense. OG, the hard workers, the Big Three. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
So we getting it done.
What can we expect from you guys next, man? What's going on with the Big Three? What can we expect? And my man,
the Rudy Williams story, the movie. He has many books, so we hope to go into a series with that for Rudy. For Stoney Marie, mixtape dropping soon, but follow her at I'm Stoney Marie. She has tons of content on there. Like she said, she just finished a movie, about to move on to another movie, Be More Careful, coming up by Shannon Holmes. So the team is moving.
Wow.
It's moving, and it's very militant, it's very tight, and it's everyone here prays, and we love on one another, we forgive one another, we look at the solution and not the problem. So I believe that's where our success is coming from, for so fast. So
if anybody is watching right now and Be More that want to contact you or be a part of this movement, you looking for new artists, new content, new producers, DJs, anything, how do they, or is this is it, Big Three, they're closed in?
You can reach me at Big Three ENT on Instagram, or I'm Boss Lady I am not anything but Boss Lady because I'm different. But it's Boss Lady, BOZZLADI.
I know you like these people.
Okay, yeah, I mean, what I'm saying? I gotta just tell them one thing, man. I can't tell them.
Don't tell them. Don't give it to them.
No.
Why? We can take anything.
They don't deserve it. They don't deserve it.
We deserve everything.
No, but you can't come back with that.
Give it to us. Come on, this is episode 200. Let's go.
Oh, 200. G, that's a trick. They're trying to use that again.
200. Let's go.
Don't give it to them, G, please.
If you cool, man. They cool, man.
No, we got a good one for y'all. Since y'all, okay. No.
They cool, all three of them, man.
That's not how you get 3 cools at one time.
Big Three.
First time.
We earned that. Okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all something. No. Because if you guys can't, give us what we earned, because we earned this shit right now, right? So if y'all can't give it, you gotta play a game. Both of y'all. Who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
What game? How you gonna flip the script on us?
What's the game? Love, killer,
fuck, marry, kill.
Fuck, marry, kill.
I'll play that.
Wow, I had a little thing for him to answer too, but I'm with that. Go ahead. All right,
give it to him. Who he need to fuck, Marry or kill.
Woo.
Give him his 3. Guys,
What we doing? Female rappers? Like...
Let's do the 3 from last night.
All right. Okay, you ready?
He taking it for the team right now.
I'm going. Oh, come on, dude. What's that? Buzzle game?
you
What that
got-
shit on chain? Bozzy?
Buzz the game.
Bozzy
Oh,
gang.
Bozzy. Oh,
Yeah, gang.
oh, shit. Damn.
All right, so
About $1, man.
you gotta pick who you would fuck, who you would marry.
I know how the game works.
And who you would kill, right? So Lil
Step
Kim,
brothers.
Foxy Brown, and Eve.
Oh. Yo, you know what? I was with the game until now. Y'all, I'm thinking about artists and I'm thinking about like just saying on camera who I'm gonna kill. That's
Yeah,
kind
you
of
gotta
crazy.
do it.
That's kind of
Now
crazy.
you gotta give us ours now.
That's kind of crazy. You said Kim, Foxy, and Eve. Mm-hmm. Fuck, marry, or kill one. Mm-hmm. Damn. It really sounds crazy to say you gonna kill somebody on camera. Like, oh, all right. So let's say who we marrying? Let's go with marry first. Let's say the kill for last. They gonna
You gotta say it. It says itself.
Cause they're gonna kill me in the comments. You know what I'm saying? And somebody gonna repost this and be like, oh, he said gonna kill. All right. So Kim, Foxy, Eve. I think I'm going to marry. We're gonna marry Eve.
Give yourself a round of applause.
I think
That was
good.
That was a good
That was
one.
good.
That was a good pick.
That was good.
That was a good pick.
Oh, let's go. You know I know she evolved. You know what I'm saying? She just.
She's not a man.
Ah, man, I think this next the fuck one is gonna be kind of obvious. I just think.
You gonna kill Foxy, bro? You gonna kill Foxy, G?
Oh, geez! I gotta fuck Kim, man. Little Kim, you know what I'm saying? Hardcore to cover with the, you know what I'm saying?
I think you did it.
Oh, man.
You gotta, yeah, how you know, them shit to handle it.
That's biased.
I did a party, I put Kurt twice. I can't, we can't kill Kim. I was at the crib,
Yo, everybody's killing Foxy this week. What's
I
going on?
mean, shout to Foxy, man. I'm not, I don't want to, it's just, it had to answer the question, man. It's part of the joint. I can't really.
Okay, it's
Oh.
I don't answer those questions.
your turn. Oh, I'm going to get you then.
Sign out. Get your final praises so we can pack it up. I don't answer those questions, boss lady. I like boss lady, but I don't answer those. You can't queen flip like that.
I answered it for us because you.
He gonna owe us a favor then.
Yeah, no, hold on. We can't close it out because we earned what y'all got to give us. Episode
He did.
200.
That was the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
the,
right.
the cool.
He didn't pay attention.
The cool.
I wanted more.
I know, what?
You want a louder one?
That's
They said they cool, man.
the coolest. We don't. Everybody don't get the cool, man.
Thank you guys.
So-
We appreciate you guys. Next time we hope to see Stoney Marie and Rudy C.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, thank you. We appreciate
Shout
you
out to Boss Lady one time. Boss Lady in the building.
Back your ass up. Hold on.
Hold on, Ro.
Okay.
We gonna start signing. Since we doing, since
I'm a grandma.
Yeah, no, grandma. That's my phone, girl. That's my phone. Get out of here. That's still my other phone.
so since we,
Then you about to answer that?
no, it's funny how she had like a little game. I had like a little final five question.
Oh, gee.
I wanted to ask
Yeah.
on the closeout. I had a little final five I wanted to do today. You know what I'm saying? Just quick question. So I'm gonna ask the question and answer it quick. You know what I'm saying? Something light though. It's not too crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, question number 1: best food place in Baltimore.
Just came home, man.
He didn't know what's going on. in Baltimore.
This is crazy.
That's the first
That's
question.
tough.
He eat food.
That's
Just
tough.
came home, G.
Everybody eat food.
G, you cold blooded.
I'm not cold. Watch it. If I'm in Baltimore, where I'm going to eat food at?
Can we come back to that?
All right.
Tough.
All right, cool. I'm going to give you one that's a little bit easier then. Scariest block or town in Baltimore?
Scariest block.
You can't walk down this block. Which block is that? Or what town is that?
I would say it's quite a few of them. I would say Pennsylvania North.
Pennsylvania North?
Yeah. I would
Okay.
say Belvedere and Park Heights. My son got killed up there in November.
Wow. Okay.
November, right shortly after we had to play.
Okay.
So that's a pretty tough block.
Rest in peace to your son, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, condolences.
Most popular celebrity from Baltimore?
Javante Davis. He just came home, man.
What you mean? You know, so he said he in tune with everything that's
Most
going on.
popular celebrity from.
Who reps your town
Oh,
the
you
most?
talking about
Celebrity.
the fighter?
The fighter?
Javante?
Yeah, he's probably most popular.
Yeah, I'm gonna text him.
Yeah,
Yeah, I told yeah.
Okay. Best tourist area in Bmore.
Harbor East, the harbor.
Okay. Last question. Well, you skipped the first one. Best food place. Where you go to eat? What's your favorite food spot in Bmore?
I would say Rosa.
Rosa?
On Light Street, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What they got in Rosa? What kind of food? Soul food?
Seafood,
Okay.
soul food, some of everything.
All right. Last
My
question.
friend Mark owned it. Shout out to Mark.
Shout out to Mark. Big
and
Mark. What
Rosa,
up?
yeah.
Okay. Last question. Since you're a ladies' man, I want to know who your celebrity crush is.
G Money, this guy just came home. Man, go sit to an old school joint, man.
That's
From the
fine.
90s, like Sade or somebody.
I want to hear that then. If you got that, say.
I got.
Who's your celebrity
Mind your
crush?
business.
Right,
You
right now.
You trying to get me in trouble too, huh?
No. I'm not saying who you're gonna
What
go.
you want?
I ain't trying to say who you're gonna fucking marry or right now.
Don't say her.
Don't say her. I can't say her. I can't say her. Oh.
That's business. He ain't messing the business up like that.
He's a smooth guy, though. Old school.
Who your celebrity crush, man? Anybody?
Okay.
Gee, he just came home.
Aisha Diaz.
Aisha Diaz?
Yeah. She was on Love and Hip Hop. She's on Instagram. She's real popular.
You follow her? You be on her page?
I followed her for 1,000 years.
That's what's up, bro. All right, that's good. Good answers, man. That's good stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got to see what it is right now, right? That name sound familiar, though.
This, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, okay. Oh, that's
Okay.
good. It's pretty good. Okay, I like it.
So you like her? You think she's cool?
She's super pretty, gorgeous.
Interesting. Okay.
Nice. All right. You know what I'm saying? That's it for me.
Social media. You have any social media that you can give us out? Give up?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Rudy Williams, Facebook, Rudy Williams or Lenny Williams, and YouTube. I don't have a YouTube channel, but I got all kinds of stories on, YouTube.
So Instagram is just Rudy Williams, at Rudy Williams.
Yeah.
No? Yeah. I need the right name, ladies. Stop playing with me. All right, thank you. Round of applause for my man.
Yes.
Rudy.
Yes.
Okay, shout out to Baltimore City,
Baltimore.
New York,
Yes.
G Money.
G Money, Flip,
Thank you. Thank
Boss Lady, Stony,
you. Stony, Boss Lady,
Tammy Tucker,
Tammy, what's up?
and everybody else back in the city.
One time for the
Came out here
B-Mo.
late. Pardon me, y'all, for the time. Yeah, G, shout us out, man.
Yeah, man, dope episode. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all like, subscribe. Make sure you comment. Make sure you share. We are back. Flip the Script podcast. It's been a while. Make sure you follow the page at DJG Money. Damn, I changed the page. I forgot. At DJG Money Official. At Queens Flip with a Z. At Flip the Script Pod. Shout out to my partnership today. You know what I'm saying? Braveheart Edition. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the homie King PIB one time. Also, don't forget, we got I didn't tell you either, but we do have the Flip the Script Pod TikTok page. Is up now. I know we kind of behind. We should have been had one, but it's up now. So if you're on TikTok, go follow the page at Flip the Script Pod. I'm gonna be posting up all of the clips from the old episodes, new episodes, everything. So go follow it right now. Make sure you subscribe and all that other stuff on TikTok. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, dope episode, Queens Flip.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my man, Shatik.
Shatik.
Shout out to everybody, Beats on Films, for making, helping us put this together.
That's a fact.
Dope episode. We back. Feels good. Follow me on Instagram. You know what it is. Remember, lock your doors, close your window, close your blinds. Wait, hold on. Before we do that, URLTV.tv. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Smack. Shout out to everybody. You know what I'm talking about? Battle rap, Yeah, everything's looking pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lock your doors, close your windows, close your blinds, open your blinds. If you see a man like Rudy on your lawn, put it away. He doesn't mean any harm. But don't forget that he may cause you harm. I'm from Queens.